Whew. What's going on? What's going on, brothers? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another classic live stream. I want to say first and foremost, brothers, can you please press a 1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear? Please press a 1 if my audio is clear for the audiences all around the world who will be tuning in for a future classic. Let me know right now, please. How's my audio? Check 1, 2, check mic 2. Thank you very much, brothers, for confirming. Awesome. Let's get it cracking. So, brothers, when you come in, please make sure you like the video. And, of course, please support the movement. Hit the super chats and, of course, hit the PayPal as well. If you want to get into IT, please join the Patreon Platinum tier for that IT consultations. And, of course, if you want to hear the explicit version of this live stream, go over to the Patreon Diamond tier. Let's get it cracking and cop the merch too. So, brothers, I have a very special guest with me called Mr. Pooh, and he'll be breaking down the South Korea to an absolute T. He's probably the most well-known brother I know that knows South Korea in and out. Mr. Pooh, how you doing, brother?
What's good, man? How you doing? I'm good.
I'm doing fantastic, brother. I'm doing fantastic. So, Mr. Pooh, do you mind giving us a brief background about you, introduction about yourself, who you are, where you're from, anything special about you, brother?
Yeah, well, I'm a third or fourth generation military member. That's how I ended up, traveling around the world. I followed in my dad's footsteps. I wanted to do what he does. Let's see. I got out of the United States around 2008 when I first was deployed to Doha, Qatar, and so I was hooked after that. So I was like, oh, I got to get out the country. I didn't, I was always under the impression, they're poor out here and they don't have it as good as we do. And I went to Doha, I saw nothing but Lamborghinis and, sheiks looking fly, the women looking fly. So I was like, I got to see what, the international scene is looking like. So first chance I got, I took orders out to Okinawa and checked that out. And it's just a dope experience, man. Just being on the other side of the world, being around a different language, different culture. But yeah, I'm originally from Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Ville, and I got 2 little kids, and of course I have a Korean wife. And I'm an expat back in South Korea. Right now I'm in Oklahoma, just working on some professional stuff. But yeah, I live in South Korea, around Yangju. Not too far from the DMZ area.
Awesome. Great intro, brother. Shout out to the brothers at Fayetteville, North Carolina. I think that's where J. Cole's from. So shout out to the Fayetteville bros. Awesome, man. Awesome. So let's get it cracking, brother. Let's get it cracking. So South Korean woman, you're married to one. So I would just say, my first question to you, brother, is how did you end up marrying a South Korean woman, brother, out of all the women in the entire world?
I'll be honest with you. When I got to Okinawa, I was looking for trouble. So they told me to download this app. I even forgot what it was called. They're like, yeah, you can meet some Japanese girls. There's plenty of Japanese girls on there. So I was looking, and I was meeting up with Japanese girls, and it wasn't going well. Let's just put it like that. I wasn't aware of the filter, and the reason why a lot of Japanese girls like to laugh with their mouth being covered like this. But once I went on a few dates and discovered, there's a shortage of dental out there, some insane mouthpieces out there. I was getting ready to put the app up, and then I came across my wife's picture. Well, this girl's picture, and I was like, dang. And I was like, this is fake, man. This is like a model shot. It's a glamour shot. But I'd say what's up anyway. I was like, how you doing? And then she said, what's up back? And we exchanged information real quick. And time went by. Just because I didn't take it that serious. And then one day I was bored, I guess. And I was like, let me hit her up. And then we ended up calling each other. We went back and forth. She spoke perfect English. Come to find out, she studied in Australia. So she got a slight Australian accent, just depending on what she's saying. And she was dope. We dated for a few months, but we were around each other like every day. She stayed days and days and days at a time. And we kicked it, talked about what we were afraid of, what we dreamed about, what we wanted, and got serious pretty quick. And we eventually just about 8 months later we were married. Boom, just like that. I mean, she had me. I was I'm not a guy that's naturally into Asian women, so meeting her was just I wasn't sweating it too much. But once I actually met her in person, I was like, girl, I was bugging. I couldn't believe Asian women could be built like that. So I was like this, okay, like yeah, I dug it. She had me hook, line, and sinker, honestly, like straight up. Friends and family thought I was tripping, but I mean, we dead serious. She was too. She was definitely a ride or die. Just 100% for me. So that's how we got together.
Amazing, brother. Amazing. Lovely intro there. Shout out to Mr. Ben Francis for the two Canadian dollars 79 cents. Appreciate you, bro. He said much love to you, Mr. Ben. Appreciate you, bro. We've done some great content together on the Patreon and on the channel, so appreciate you, Ben, for the support. It means a lot to me, brother. See you out there in Canada. Thank you very much, bro. Awesome. So this is awesome, brother. You're married to a beautiful South Korean woman. Wonderful. My second question to you, brother, is what's it like for a black man being married and intimate with a South Korean woman in a marriage? In terms of what's the best attributes? Does she give you femininity, submissiveness, cooperation, and does she allow you as a man to lead the relationship? Break it down for me, brother.
Well, first you're dealing with an East Asian woman, so it's not even allowing you to lead; it's expecting you to. That is the expectation placed upon you. If you do not hold up, there is no hesitation in them. They're out of there. But they're gonna check that out early in the relationship. They're gonna test you a little bit. A woman is a woman, so it's more like if you understand female nature is the same around the world. It's the culture that separates Korean women from everybody else. So what stands out to me, for Korean women, ultra feminine, just really feminine, not very large. They're heavily influenced by media. I mean, you're getting the same things, but just a different culture is going to separate you. So that femininity is just it's just on a different level. Most Korean women, they look good in skirts and dresses, especially form-fitting dresses. And if you stop and thinking like, what is he talking about? Because you're looking at the Korean women around you in the West, the diet is different. These women work out. These women climb mountains. These women are very active. So that separates them too. So you're getting a completely different animal over there. But you are expected to lead. You lead or else. You are not fit to have, for them to have your child or to lead the family. The man is the leader in there, in Korea. There's no matriarchy like over here, like in our community. Probably the only community that does that. So definitely femininity separates all.
Wow. And she's submissive towards you. She looks to you for guidance. You're actually the man in the household. You don't get that. I'm an independent woman. I'm a boss B. Blah blah blah. I got my own money. All that crappy hair from America and the Western countries. You are expected. You basically get the submissiveness and the cooperation that we naturally should get in a marriage. Break it down for me, brother.
Definitely. We sat down. We talked about it. We talked about our relationship, and she is the first time I ever heard something like that, or someone say something like that to me. She was like, I got about 6.5 years on her, and she's like, she's saying, you're much more mature than me. She's like, really, you're like you're my everything. You're like a father first. Wow. You're a father. You're confidant, of course, a mentor. And she was saying, I'm like, I feel like a subordinate. I was like, well, technically that's how it's supposed to be. No one's supposed to talk down on you. That's not how the relationship works. It's hard work. It's teamwork. It's 100. And Korea has their gender roles, but everybody's putting in the work because that's what marriage is. It's hard work. All the fun end after I do. No matter where you're at, all the fun is over after I do. Then it's like, okay, let's get this done. Let's get this goal right here. So she's definitely on my program. That's something I just don't have to worry about. She told me that I was like, man, that's the first time anyone said that's not game. To say that's submission all by itself, just to say something, you're like a father. You're like a father to me. So I thought it was dope, man. So
amazing. I can't remember the last time a Western woman told me, "Hey, IP, you're like a father to me." Mm-hmm. Never coming out the mouths of these fots and holes out here in the West, man. It's over out here. So please get the passports and go out there, man. I'm telling you, it will save your life.
They won't submit that power over here in the States, in the West. They don't no submission of power at all.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask this, brother, right? South Korea, when I do my research into South Korea and South Korean women, I'm hearing feminism is, a problem there, right? And men are pushing back against it. In your marriage, right? You're married to a South Korean woman. Is she feminist? Are there some slight feminist traits there? Has the culture in South Korea where it's pushing out feminism, kind of brainwashed her or influenced her in a bad way? Or have you stumped out as a man? Break it down for me, brother.
Okay, well, my wife, she's not a feminist at all. As a matter of fact, she's probably anti-feminist. She voted for the other guy. So she voted for the guy that won. So my wife, she likes being at home. She likes going shopping. She likes the fact that I love her food. She likes being chased around the house by me. She likes that stuff. She likes being treated. She likes feeling treated like a woman should. There's no equal. There will never be equal. It just can't. And since I produce, I get the lion's share. Korean society, it's like that inside our house. No one starts eating until I start eating. I'm the man. I'm the oldest. Food is being fixed. My plate is fixed first. Of course, everybody knows about the big piece of chicken. Yeah, they do big piece of chicken in Korea. Now she isn't buying that crap. Yeah, it's running rampant right now. But luckily, Korean men, they get to push back. They get to fight back in Korea. We don't get to do that. We don't get that benefit. You can get yourself canceled. You can get yourself fired in the West by even showing any logic towards feminism. Just to question it. So man. My wife, she's anti feminism. She loves her freedom of doing what she likes to do, and she gives up some responsibility, but there's a lot of freedom she gets. She gets to be free being feminine.
Wow, amazing, brother. And the dynamic between you and your wife, right? I'm guessing, does she work? Is she a stay-at-home mom? How does your dynamic work, brother, in your household?
Well, she deals with the kids. So, my son, he's tutored at home by her. So, I put in the work, and as long as I'm putting in the work, as long as I'm producing, I mean, she has nothing else to say. So if I'm not doing anything, if I'm done with work, the check already came in, she cashed it, and I got free time. That time is mine. I'm playing video games. I can watch some cartoons. I do whatever. Korean women understand this. That's why there's a lot of, they call it PC bang, a PC cafe, a PC room. It's filled with men, just grown men playing PC games. That's their getaway. That's their time. They put in the work all week. Um, you know, a lot of them about 60 to 80 hours a week. It costs a lot to live there. So
Mhm.
the wife did, you have to cut them loose. You have to cut them loose. If you've been sitting home all day, you've been dealing with the kids, you know, I have to have my time first, and then I come in, and of course I do my part in the house because, like I said, it's 100. It's not 50-50. So I do my part. And I give her, I give her a breather. Hey, go ahead and do your thing. Go hang out with your girl. Go to the mall, or if she wants to shop for something. It's your world. Go ahead and do what you do. It's cool. And we get along like that. And there's no splitting things down the middle. Sometimes I put in more work around the house than she does. Most of the time, the house is hers. She runs the show. She does all the cooking and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much the dynamic. We understand each other's roles, but no one's splitting it down the middle. And she's not tripping over me having my free time. Me just hey, I feel like chilling. I had a long week, so I'm gonna kick it. All right, you gotta take care of that. The kid's sick. I'm sorry, I can't deal with it. So she understands. She understands her role.
Amazing, brother. Amazing. Um, Let me ask this, brother. Right. So I've heard in Japanese culture that when a Japanese man gets married to a Japanese wife, he works, right, which is cool. But when the money comes in, he gives the money to his Japanese wife to handle the finances. It's kind of expected. That ain't happened to me, bro. There's no way that I'm working and I got to give my money to my wife to give me an allowance. She must be mad. So does that
Yeah.
happen in Korea? Is that happening in your personal relationship? Well, have you cut that out
Yes, it
completely?
does.
What?
My
Damn.
my wife, she's a wizard with the money. So um, she's just big on saving. In places like this where the cost of living is extremely high, she's a human calculator, and we have our personal goals. Um, so yeah, she's usually at the end of the rainbow when the money comes in. So I just say, hey, how much? How's it looking? Okay, what you want to do? We discuss like how's it going to be spent? How what's going where? Um, I think it's a more controlled relationship in Japan. So
Sorry, brother. So let me get this right. Right. So do you give your check to your wife, or do you transfer your monthly salary to your wife's account, and your wife gives you an allowance and does that shopping? And is that what she does? Is that what you do in your relationship?
no,
You
I don't get
actually give you
allowance.
money.
No, I don't do
Okay.
allowance. That's a Japanese man. Korean men too, because I have friends that like they'll show me a text message of a conversation they have with their wife. Hey, I wanted to get this on the car. Is it okay? And she's like, no. The only thing he says is, oh, okay. Yeah, things are tight. Even when if you make six figures, things are tight, real tight. So um, I guess they look at there's so many toys out there for men. Women is just having their comfort at home is A1. The comfort of their kids. I think there's more of a woman, a mother, taking control of the money and saying, okay, this goes here, this goes here. Okay, now we can have fun. But I've never been stopped like, hey, what are you hold up? What are you doing? Or giving me allowance? Oh, I'm an American through and through. That's not happening. That's not happening to me. But yeah,
So, brother,
she's good at
but
budgeting.
the money is in your account, right? It's in your bank account,
Yes,
brother, isn't it? Okay, that's what I want to hear,
right
bro.
now.
That's fantastic
But
right
she,
now
she has
because
access, of course.
okay, we can work with that. No way, brother, am I giving my hard work money to a
I,
woman in
I,
her
I don't
account
blame you.
and she
You
gives
gotta,
me an allowance. That's
yeah,
some childish right there. I don't know how
yeah.
Japanese men do it, but if a Japanese chick or Korean chick told me that, I'm cutting her off ASAP. Nonsense,
Yeah,
bro.
you got to watch the Korean women because they're all about their purses, man. So she'll tell you no, and then she go out, she come back with with some Louis
Chanel
Vuitton.
purse.
Yeah.
Oh man, amazing, amazing. Um, so next question for you, brother, is okay. Tell me what you love about your wife so much. Yeah, we know how Korean women are objectively. We know that they are vastly different from women in America and England, which is cool. But specific to you, brother, on a personal level, what do you love about your wife so much, brother?
Mm. Well, I guess number one, I love how real she is. Honestly, you know, upon when you're meeting each other, when you have to deal with each other on the daily, sometimes you just don't want to get in each other's way. So you be fake. You'll hide your feelings. Uh, you won't be honest. You won't be straightforward. When you're dealing with somebody on the day to day. If I look tired, she'll still tell me what I need to, what I need to hear. I get encouraged. Most of the time, I just get encouragement, or just a pep talk, or if I'm slacking somewhere, or if I spent too much money. One day, I bought one too many video games. She'll let me know. We keep the communication wide open, and she respects my opinion. She respects my feelings. Um, she respects where how I view myself, and then also how I'm viewed to others. After all, I'm in South Korea, so she wants to make sure um, I always look like I'm. That's the head of the house right there. Because a lot of Korean women, of course, yeah, they got their man on lockdown, and she lets them know, hey, that's the head of the house. He makes the decisions in our house. She that image is just the optics is really important, especially when you're dealing with a woman that's married to a foreigner. We don't want anybody to get it twisted. So she cares about me in that, as she cares about how I feel. She cares about what's inside, what's going on with me. But a lot of time, men, especially black men, don't even have the time to even evaluate how we feel about anything. So, but I get to talk to her. I get to vent that out. We'll talk it out. I appreciate it about I appreciate that about her. And A1, she shows me honor. And most women, that's not even in their vocabulary. She honors me by being the way she is, and I really appreciate that about her.
Wow, amazing, brother. Um, what are sorry, what are the negatives about marrying a South Korean woman that you've noticed in your personal relationship from your friends? Obviously, it can't be all perfect. What should we be aware of when we want to put a finger on a bad, beautiful Korean South Korean chick?
Well, it's automatic. It's going to be the complete opposite cultures. It's going to be the culture. No matter how ingrained you think you are, immersed in the culture you are, you're going to miss some things. And it's just because you weren't born and raised in that culture. And just like she's going to miss some things too. So sometimes we miss each other, and we have a breakdown in communication every once in a while, as far as like maybe an expectation, or maybe she we just a misunderstanding. And I'm not always on point when it comes to trying to speak Korean. I'm a quiet guy, so you got to really speak to you got to speak to people constantly just to make sure you get the language down. Um, but once again, it does come down to communication. A Korean woman's main gripe, what she's going to complain about, is, oh, we can't communicate. So if we can't communicate, why are we going to be together? But me and my wife, we can do that. I would strongly suggest um, a little bit of Duolingo before coming to Korea. Just to, they think it's dope if you're simply putting in the effort. You don't have to be uh, bilingual. You don't have to be fluent. They see if you're able just to talk a little bit, they're usually very welcoming when it comes to just trying to help you out. They think it's cute, almost. So they're like, okay, he's trying, and not bad. But yeah, it's just that'll be the negative as far as personally between me and my wife. It'll just be a breakdown as far as how we are raised culturally.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Now, going on to my next question, brother. Um, you have a South Korean wife who's beautiful. Thank the Lord for that. But I want to ask this, brother, right? Do South Korean women love black men? And do you feel like your wife just naturally likes a brother who's black? brother like you who has that sweet talking ability, who's tall, who's strong. You know, is there some sort of love from South Korean women towards black men that we need to be aware about? Because obviously we don't really see, you know, in the media a lot of black men and East Asian women. We walk outside the street, go to California, Seattle,
Mm.
London, wherever, and we see a lot of white men with East Asian women. So a lot of black men are thinking,
Yes, their
wow,
playground.
don't they like us? But in South Korea, right, in the actual country, do South Korean women love black men, particularly black American men and black English men? Break it down for me, brother, please.
All right. Well, South Korean women. I love is a strong word. I would say they're very interested. They're intrigued by black men, just like the rest of the world is.
Yeah,
I break it back down to you heard me say it, that is that Super Saiyan 3 energy, that aura that we carry with us. If you ask them about a black man, they'll start saying the same thing. You hear the same thing all the time about being masculine, um, about being funny, athletic, strong. So I mean, if you think about that, what I guess what a woman would expect in a man. Yeah, a lot of us have very strong qualities in that area. Um, so yeah, they're definitely intrigued because there's a bit of a shaming culture there. Their men don't have everyone to pick from like we do. They're not they're not international, internationally sought after like we are. It's just a little bit different. I know. Yeah, we got the mythology helping us out. The double-edged sword. But yeah, so uh, I've always felt welcome to speak to a Korean woman. And surprisingly, they've been very sweet to me anytime I approached. I'm never overly aggressive. Like we got Pookies and Ray Rays out there. They're usually in the military, and they mess up, man. They give us a bad rep. I mean, they really tear some stuff up out there. But um, a Korean woman is very adventurous, and we are that indeed. It's just the rest of the culture that they worry about how they're viewed. It's a big deal, and how they're going to survive in Korea because they don't want to leave. So yeah, they love us. They're intrigued, but it's going to take. It just takes that extra nudge. It usually comes from us. We gotta bridge over, just to I guess put their mind at ease. Just is the optics are important. How I act affects how you do, and vice versa. So we gotta get out there and we gotta represent. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they love us everywhere, man. We got it like that. So it is. I'm
amazing,
very.
amazing.
I love my skin color, man. I wear it well, so I wouldn't want to be anything else. I mean, someone's out there telling us that we don't belong in these places, but when I go to these places, it's dope. So someone's lying
Damn,
to me.
damn, amazing. So, um, next question for you, brother, is if you have any questions, please, you must hit the PayPal for your questions or hit the super chats to get your questions for us to read out to the brother. Okay, and please get the likes up and please support the channel. Get the super chats up and get the PayPal up.
Get those
That'd be
lights
greatly
up.
appreciated, brothers. Um, Next question for you, brother, is where in South Korea, right, should we go to find a wife for South Korean chick? And I'm going to tell you, brother, what I deem to be a wife for South Korean chick first, right? I want virginity, okay? I want a low body count chick. I want submissiveness, femininity. I want lovingness and cooperation, and I want her to bathe and moisturize me when I need her to. So when I work, right, and my back's hurting me, I want her to bathe me in the bath and then moisturize me from head to toe. I
Okay.
want these wifeful qualities. Can I find that in South Korea? And what
Yeah,
cities in
man.
South Korea? What cities specifically do I go to?
Yeah, I haven't touched my feet in years. My wife take care of my feet and my hands and everything, man. So okay, so if you're looking for a Korean woman, so now that changes things. stay out of Seoul. Stay out of Seoul. Uh, Remember, Korea is first world. They have a top economy. You got a top economy, you get that top attitude. So that that you heard about. Um, I'm looking for a Korean woman. I'm probably looking at the outskirts of Seoul. Um, I think Suwon is dope. The Yongin area is all southern areas of Seoul. You going into Seoul, I mean, if you want to get a really good look at Seoul, figure out what you're into. Uh, in a few hours, Seoul will go live, so you can literally they live stream that. You see some. It's the weekend. You're gonna see some stuff that you never thought. So yeah, stay your behind out of the center of Seoul because it's fast paced. Everybody got a BMW. Usually the color is white, and uh, they're into liberal stuff. They're more just a little more liberal, not so traditional. So if you want a good traditional girl, go on the outskirts of every major city. You'll get those qualities in a girl. Respects her man, respects her body, respects herself, respects the what she gives back to a man. Being more pure. Maybe being in the. It's good to find a girl that's more in the church. Usually, you get a winner that way. At least you can get the body count down just a bit. But you go in the middle of Seoul, there's no telling what you rolling dice.
Okay, so avoid Seoul to find a wife. So would you say
Yeah,
anywhere
don't
apart
not in the
from
middle of
Seoul?
Seoul.
Okay, so anywhere apart from Seoul is good to find a Korean wife.
Anywhere apart from Seoul. So yeah. If you've heard of Busan, right? In
Yes,
that movie? Yeah,
yes.
Busan's cool. It's the southern area of Korea. They're a different type of Korean that, as a matter of fact, they speak a little bit differently. It's a different dialect. Busan, Daegu is like the real Korea. You know, Seoul is becoming westernized, it's being overrun. You're going to run into a lot of Westerners, more Europeans out in Seoul, South African, you know, like Russians. I've heard all kinds. Yeah, it's a lot of people, man. But yeah, you work your way down south. Work your way down south. See the other cities that aren't like touristy. You know what I'm saying?
So
You get a dope.
so go down south of South Korea or south of Seoul or south of South Korea.
Just south of Seoul. You'll notice the change in just how they dress. Just how they dress. Um, Everyone's dolled up, and the real trendy in the middle of Seoul. So just get a little bit out the center. Get away from Gangnam. Stay out of there. Unless you're trying to get some girls gonna like fleece you out of all your money. If you want that, go ahead. But if you wanna get a decent girl, stay out of Seoul. Just go on the outskirts. There's plenty of little cities that will welcome that no one's shocked when they see a black person. Um, let's go out and just that little outside cities, and you could always. What's really cool, you could always ask a Korean person. They're going to tell you, "Oh yeah, you can go over here." So yeah, Suwon, Yongin, Ansan, all those areas outside of all the garbage, all the fast-paced, liberal wokeness. They get in
Mm.
there. You still that traditional girl is still out there like mine. So my woman's from she's more country hood in Korea. She grew up poor, so she's got it's just a different mindset. She's not so she's not hardcore in the fashion. She's not trying to fleece me out of money. She's not spending money. That's why she's so big into saving money.
This is beautiful, man. Okay, brother. Busan is good.
Yeah,
Anywhere apart
Busan's
from
dope.
Seoul is good. South
Yes.
of Seoul is good. What about Jeju Island? Is that also a good
Oh
place?
yeah, man. Man. If you want to see a lot of women, you see a lot of Korean girls in bikinis, and you see how they built. uh, Yeah, Jeju's where it's at, man. Jeju's very expensive. Um, a lot of celebrities, Korean celebrities, are out there. But it's just one little. It's a little island that was disputed between them and Japan. But yeah, I went out there. I took my wife out there. It's a short, really short flight away from Korea, just right off the coast. Um, yeah, you'll find some women out there. Now, the only thing is, they're not going to be used to you.
Oh,
You're gonna really catch them by surprise. That Jeju avoided the war. That's how small that island is. They didn't even see gunshots when wars happened. They avoided all that. So that's like your just very very rich but untouched Koreans, very separated from what's going on the mainland.
okay. So this is like a hidden gem. Okay,
It is a hidden
traditional.
gem.
Oh, but
Yeah,
we
you
definitely.
probably you surprise some people. You're like, oh, what's going on? And
Oh,
Koreans are curious enough; they'll come talk to you.
in a good way or bad way, when you say surprised. Oh, there's a black man on our island. What's he doing here? Oh my God!
I
Call
think
the
any
police.
Godzilla, Godzilla. No,
Godzilla.
it's not like that. It's not like that. Anytime it's surprise is good. Now, if you'll see the shock on their face. Now's your turn. Now you got to build that bridge, because you can either make that first experience a good one, or you can really mess it up for yourself and all of us. So just make sure every experience, their first experience dealing with you, and Korea is what 97% the same race on that in that country. So we're very few. So you gotta represent. Cannot blow it, because I mean, just they love grouping us up. They're all alike. So that's your chance to, okay. Let me represent real quick. They're cool enough to come to talk to you, as long as you can. You try to speak the language. Some of them, they'll just come up and try to speak English to you, and that's even better, because they want to know about the West. They want to know what's going on.
Wow, and I'm guessing we have to learn South Korean to go to Jeju Island if we want to communicate. It's better.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a tourist area. Most Koreans, they don't speak English at all, but a lot of them, they know English, but they're too scared to say something to you. But usually, you'll know when they see you. Um, if they can communicate, they'll give off all kinds of signs that that they can communicate. And if you just try a little bit, they hear you trying, they'll have a little broken English in there too. They throw broken English to make sure you can understand also. So they'll help you out.
Wow, amazing. Thank you, brother. I've got
Yeah.
some super chat here. Shout out to Mr. Neon Shades for the £2 super chat. Appreciate you, Neon Shades. Thank you. How
You mentioned-
do you manage without speaking Korean?
You really can't. So I know all the basic stuff. I know how to get something, where I know my food. But also I'm in an area where I'm not too far from the base. So I'm handicapped that way. It's actually, I guess, is working against my learning to speak Korean fluently, but I can get away with it. And then also, I'm from the East Coast, so we do a lot of this. So they know what I'm saying. I don't even have to say a word really, and they know what I'm talking about. But no, man, you got to know your intermediate Korean. Uh, you know. How to, where odi, hurry. Koreans, they hurry, bali bali. And then know some sight words, apple, orange, all that stuff, sagwa. It doesn't take very long. I'm better at reading and writing. So because I don't speak to a lot of people, I have to read signs all the time. So that's how I find my way around subways and train station. Where's this? Where's that? Oh yes, there's English on the signs, but now it's a habit of mine to read the signs in Hangul now instead of reading the English sign. But yeah, you can get around, but you're gonna wanna speak some Korean. I'm handicapped with that and my wife because she speaks fluent English. She speaks English like a like she's from England, man. So yeah, I'm handicapped like that. I'm spoiled. But yeah, the girls will tell you, hey, it's a game changer. I've heard it from their lips. Game changer if you can speak some of their language. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
do that. You are in there because usually they don't have a problem with how a black man look. Who does? Don't have a problem with how we look. It's just a cultural thing. If you can speak the language, you getting that culture quick. You getting the other stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
Brother, it's funny how you say that they don't have a problem with how black men look like. I've been very transparent, with my dating history here in the UK, because I'm not the stereotypical black man. I'm a nerdy black man. I'm not a thug. I'm
I'm
not a
right there with you.
pookie. I'm not a Ray Ray. I'm not a Tyrone. So a lot of women have, disrespected me and disregarded me as a partner. And there's many years where I've looked at myself in the mirror and I thought to myself, right, am I uglier than Shrek? Am I some ugly looking Shrek brother to the point where why am I struggling so hard with women here in the West? What am I doing wrong? I'm educated, no criminal record, no gangster, no thug. I'm a good dude. So why is it that women here are not checking for me in England? But when I travel, brother, women are loving me. They're open to me, right? They're buying me drinks, right? So I used to think, is it my face? Is it because I'm black? But you find out it's actually not because you're black or your face. So, brother, do you mind emphasizing on why black men need to, not think it's about their race anymore, or I'm black, that's why they don't like me in America? Because in a lot of cases, right, when you travel, because you're black, that gives you more points. They want to speak
It
to you,
does.
or a black man's here.
It does.
Break it down for me, brother. Especially in the South Korean context, when you're dealing with South Korean women, like you being black, right, gives you more points with a South Korean woman. Break it down for me, bro.
All right. Well, first when they see you, um, they're not going. They're going American, a Westerner, a foreigner. Uh, the whole black thing is kind of secondary. Their country wasn't built on the same thing that our countries were. Everything separated through black and white. That was black and white was first. Um, Korea is more like it's more about classification. Um, you know, uh, like I said, it's a first world country, um, and their women aren't controlled by aren't ran by the media the same way ours are. So where me and you, yeah, I dealt with the same thing. Like, man, am I all right? Like, dang, does my breath stink? What is it today? Like, is there an issue? Like,
Mm.
what is it? What's going on with me? Um, where you question yourself, and they don't realize most men go through that. Most men can't get women. It is very hard. But in Korea, also they're big on your personality instead of all that aesthetics. How can I talk to you? How do you treat me? How do you get along with my parents? How do you get along with your parents? Can you take care of me? Um, Things that actually matter, that flies in Korea, where we've gone off on the deep end. Um, it is hard to talk to a woman in the West without having to pull out your credentials and pull and do a private circus for her. Funny and like you got to do all this stuff. It's not like that in Korea. It's much more natural. That's why you can be yourself. Culture matters. You can do you can do your thing. You can be yourself. If you're goofy, you're goofy. Do you like watching cartoons like I do? I'm into my, I love my animes. I love my, Naruto and, Hunter x Hunter. I like that stuff. I dig that stuff. My wife knows that. A lot of time, those women, they're into that stuff too. Especially it's even worse in Japan. I was talking to a girl. She pulled over to go catch some Pokemon. I was like, we're on the highway. But yeah, I mean, it's just they accept you for who you actually are, not a persona, not facade, not this fake stuff. There's no fake show you got to put on. And that's the
Wow.
difference. They value the person, not the optics of their friends. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow. So I ain't gotta play gangster. I ain't gotta
no,
be a
man,
fake
that's
thug. I
yeah,
ain't gotta be
yeah, yeah,
saying the N word this, N word that.
yeah.
I'm from the hood. I ain't gotta do that, bro. Just to get a woman to
Nah,
look at me.
you
Wow.
know when a brother get with a white girl, sometimes he feels like he got to prove himself that he still got it. He's still a little bit hood. Oh, my brother's a crip. Yeah, it's not like that. Now you can drop that Western way of thinking. Drop all your baggage, because what we got going on over here, most people can't even handle. They can't handle the conversation about what we got going on. We got serious trauma over here. Um, you pack your bags to leave, but there's some baggage that's got to stay here. Leave it for the rest of them. It's over. You get a Korean woman, you get with a Japanese woman, whoever you get with, you got to leave your baggage behind, leave your bull crap behind. Took me a while to figure that out. So all my wife heard was me complaining about how hard it is being black. But she was like, "Yo, it's not hard now. Is it hard now? Like right now?" And I was
Ah,
like, "Nah, no, it's not. I should have left that at home. Yeah, just leave it at home."
what can we speak more about that, brother? In terms of, you
You
know, so you're married to a South Korean woman, right? And
Right,
obviously you're a Black American man, and we know the trauma and the evilness that Black men have been through for
right.
centuries in America, right? Pure evil, and that's why I emphasize with my Black American brothers, you've been through the worst of the worst, man. So much respect to Black American men worldwide. So when you had that discussion with your wife, right, in terms of, you know, this is my history, this is my trauma, slavery, Jim Crow, institutional racism, racism towards Black men in every single corner of society. Does
Hmm.
your South Korean woman, does she brush you off? Does she have any empathy towards you? How does that conversation work with her, brother, in terms of race and what you do for as a Black man?
I think it's more of a shock. I think what was easier for my wife to understand is a lot of our trauma started much earlier. Like in my case, my mother, and she didn't get it till she started dealing with my mom firsthand. So when you first get married, you're having a culture clash naturally, and there's people that you want to lean on, you want to confide in. Well, my wife thought my mom would be that person. Like my husband best, so I just want to give him what he needs. So this is the problem we're having, bro. My mother, I know, my mother pulled her to the side and was like, "Look, girl, this is what you do. When you need him to do something, don't give him none until he does it. Don't give him none."
What? She
Now,
said that? What?
this is my mother. And I was like, yo, this is the type of things like brothers go through that I hear about. I was like that. I was that person my mom confided in about everything. That just tormented me with all her horror stories about her own childhood. So she just she kind of passed it on to me. But yeah, she told my wife that. My wife was like, "Don't give him what? Really? Like, did you
The
just tell me that?
box.
Yeah,
I can't believe this.
don't give him none."
Your own mom said that to your future
Yeah.
wife. I can't believe
So
it,
I
bro.
was like, number one, I immediately felt bad for my dad. I was like, dog, get out the doghouse, man. Like, I wish I could have told him. I hurt for him, but then I was like, yo, who's crossing that line? Like, how are you gonna cross that line? You don't know. You don't understand boundaries. That changed the dynamic of our of me and my mother's relationship, my whole family. Once I learned that, I was like, okay. Um, I was being gaslit as a child. I knew something was wrong. And that proved it. That opened my wife's eyes about what a lot of Black men go through. Sometimes you have Black men acting out, you have Black women acting out. a lot of that trauma come from childhood, man. You know, how we treat each other. You know, we still put the switch to each other. We act like a slavery sometimes, and you know, that's manipulation and control. She was trying to teach my wife that, and actually evil. Like, you're going to deprive me of love, physical love, because you want me to, you know, give in to your demands instead of talking. Luckily, my wife is Asian, and even if you're in the doghouse, you're gonna get it anyway. So, but yeah,
Bro,
that's
it
a
sounds
trip,
like to
man.
me, sounds like to me your mom was trying to sabotage your relationship with your
Definitely
South
sabotage.
Korean woman. Maybe she didn't like maybe she hated the fact that you went with a black woman that was American, and she tried to sabotage your relationship with her. Do you feel that way, brother?
Yeah, it was I can tell you, it's definitely sabotage. You know, a lot of, you know, she would sprinkle in some seeds of doubt to my wife. You know, a lot of American men that, you know, they marry foreign women, and then, you know, but they, you know, they'll always end up going back to, you know, American women. Just anytime she had a chance, and this is real talk. Anytime she had a chance, it was a seed of doubt. But then I realized, you know, through all my relationships, every relationship I had, my mom was there to try to tear things up. So yeah, you know, my mother, it's the same story. Dated a Pookie. Dude name was Earl. That's the pookiest name besides Pookie. And you know, he didn't have nothing going on in his life. She got pregnant by him at the age of 18. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, she's downloading all this garbage into me. As a matter of fact, you know, I spoke to my mom the other day, and she said, you know what? Black men, they really let us down. And I said, hold that thought. I said, let's agree to disagree. I don't need your explanation. Hold that thought. I'm gonna get off the phone. All right. Uh, this is how she feels. She's in that generation. She was born in 1963. So she's right at the edge of Jim Crow. Then, you know, sisters, you know, kick brothers out. That's the generation. So she has no respect for black men. It means she has no respect for me. She, you know, she had three boys, so she don't respect her husband. Told me that too. So I was like, okay, I'm keeping my wife away. This is why you should go to where your wife is from. Stay over there, because that's not the first time my wife has heard things like that. A lot of sisters came in. You know, I hate to generalize, because, you know, white women do it too. Especially, you know, you got middle class to upper class white women, very difficult women to be around. And they spread that garbage to each other. These lonely, pathetic women. I said lonely and pathetic women. They try to spread it like a disease.
Thank you, bro, for that breakdown. Wow. Shout out to Mr. I am Waif for the $2 super chat. Thank you, bro. Are most of the women living with parents in Seoul? Yes, brother. What's up? Can you answer that, please?
Yeah, a lot of the women are. But if you understood the economy, it made perfect sense. I mean, you think about it, a woman's not getting a job in technology or science or anything like that. So those are the high paying jobs in Korea. Men got those jobs. She's going to do what she can, but because she's a woman, a big company is going to look at her as a liability. They know she wants to get married and have babies one day, so they're not going to invest the same amount of energy in her. It's only if she's born into it. So yeah, my wife, when I met her, lived with her parents, and yeah, they stay there until they get, you know, scooped up and taken out the house. But I guess it's also how they learn how to become a proper wife. Just a little extra time, you know, some after high school, just extra education and being a wife, and, you know, learning how to cook correctly and taking care of themselves, taking care of their husband. So yeah, that's where it's a big difference in their culture and ours.
Awesome, brother. I think that's great to hear, because in my opinion, right, if a woman between her prime years, right, 18 to 23, or let's say 24 to 25, right, is living by herself, more likely going to have a high body count. She's probably partying,
Yeah,
drinking, throwing her box around because she has the freedom to do so. No one's watching over her. And women need to be watched. I don't care what anyone says. Women need to be watched. Women and men are different. If you
right.
don't watch women, they go wayward. Women need men's guidance in their lives. Your daughters, your sisters, your wife, they all need a male guidance, or else they go crazy and just do
Yeah.
crazy stuff,
Someone got to
and they
hold them
end up,
accountable.
and they get up. What the? And they get up. Sorry, and they end up, you know, ruining their lives, right? So, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, right, you should go for women that have lived with their parents through university and
Mm-hmm.
outside of university, because even universities were those 3 years away from their parents, throwing books around, going partying, college parties, fraternities, sororities, man, all that crap in America. That's when women accumulate high body counts, right? Would you agree
Right.
with me on that, brother?
I definitely agree. And then they move away from their father's protection. Uh, Korean women, that Korean men, I have to say, that very good fathers, especially to their daughter. Very protective. Uh, I mean, they keep it a buck. I mean, they don't really have the. They're not very sensitive. These men have to work hard, so they're not into the sensitive stuff. They're just gonna tell you how it is. And Asian people, they keep it really, they keep it real with their children. It's not all Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy like the West. They keep it very real. Um, so as far as like if their daughter's out there, they're gonna get a warning. But for the most part, the women there, they check themselves because they live at home. They can't wild out all the way. They can't be out all night. They're gonna get phone calls. Um, I, I mean, me and my wife, we were man, we had way too much soju. We were drinking way too much, and my mother-in-law was at home. Yeah, she knows she's safe with me, but on the other hand, I am a foreigner, so she's worried about what could happen. So around 5 in the morning, yeah, 5 in the morning, we're still tore up. We're tearing up the streets, and she actually came out. Yeah, wait, how come y'all ain't home? She knew exactly where to find us. She came out in the street. Yeah, what's going on? There's nothing but cops and drunk people getting picked up off the street. And luckily, she saved us. We could have easily ended up in the back of a police car. But yeah, she's used to her daughter being home. She's used to her daughter acting a certain way. Although she's out with me, she's looking. She's looking to make sure her daughter is maintaining herself and acting right. She checks her daughter when she get out of pocket with me sometimes, or no, you need to do that, or no, you ain't cooked that right. No, you need to do the clothes, things like that. So that's that strong head of the house, that strong senior leadership for the daughter that kicked in. She saved us that day because I was too tore up to even realize where I was at. My Korean was definitely messed up that night, that
Wow.
morning.
Thank you, brother. Um, so let me ask this, brother, right? Um,
Yeah.
in terms of like age gap, right?
Mhm.
Is it acceptable for an older man to wife up a younger South Korean chick, right? I'm talking about a brother and he's 35, 36, wifing up a 23-year-old and 22-year-old Korean woman in South Korea.
Uh, See, that's hard to say because they act surprised. If I tell, I tell them the age gap between me and my wife, they're like, "Oh, that's a pretty good age gap." But then you look around and you see young Korean women like PYT, bro, driving around BMWs in these nice cars, and then you look at the man, and then it's like that could be your uncle. So it's like, I think it's socially acceptable. It's socially acceptable. It's like, oh, you see what's up. Uh, but as far as like speaking about being very open with it, I don't think it's their thing. They're not open with a lot of things anyway.
Mm.
But as far as like, no one's going to look down at you. No one's going to really look down at her. They know what's up. It's the economy is rough. So they, yeah, and you know, young women they want nice things. Well, the only people that got nice things in Korea, if it wasn't passed down, you have to earn it. Usually that old man, that older man, not too old. He got the pockets. There's a lot of sugar daddies out there in Korea.
Interesting. Wow. So you're saying the economy is rough, right? And this is South Korea that's pretty known to be rich. So
Yes.
would you say the best option for black man is to earn your currency in dollars, remote work, move to Korea, earning money, earning dollars and pounds, and then find your Korean chick and stay in South Korea because you're earning? Because I'm guessing the dollars goes far in South Korea a bit more
Yeah,
than the
it
Korean
goes
currency.
not that far, but still far enough.
Mm.
It's not like other places. Like I said, Korea is it's one of the it's a top economy. Now, as far as like housing market and stuff like that, not good, bro. Uh, it's like trying to live in Seattle, trying to live on the West Coast off the beach. For a simple 1 to 2 bedroom, you're gonna pay hundreds of bands, man, hundreds of bands. So
Okay.
that's why, hey, find a girl out that's a little more on the outskirts. It's a little bit cheaper out there. But if you're in Seoul, you're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna pay a mill on your 2-bedroom crib. You'll pay a mill. So yeah, man, get that. Have that Western dollar stretch. Get yourself established. Get your money right. Save. Because most Koreans don't have it either. I think the average debt in Korea is $40,000 American. All right,
Mm.
that's deep debt. All
Mm.
right, that's a debt you can't get out. So get your money right anytime you travel. There's no excuse. There's nothing holding you back. Sometimes it
Hmm.
takes time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely get your money right.
And this is why I'm telling brothers, right? Brothers, join the Patreon Platinum tier that I'm mentoring and doing IT consultations. I was looking at a list this morning about, the highest paid emerging jobs worldwide. It mostly was IT jobs. There was like 10 IT jobs on that list. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The IT market is only going to get bigger, right?
Mm,
So if you're serious about remote working, earning your money in dollars and living in Colombia, in South Korea, make your money bank for your buck and stretch large, get into IT, join the Patreon Platinum tier, man. I'm telling you, man, don't miss out on a great career change that will be with you for life in any country you go to, man. Couldn't
oh
believe
yeah.
what I was seeing. Like there was 20 jobs there and 10 of it was IT jobs. Right. So brothers, if you want to get out of the West and have a good career, join the Patreon Platinum tier. Let me help you out with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If,
So
if
let me
they know
ask you,
you
brother,
have
right?
that skill set, if
Yes.
you have that IT skill set, they love that in Korea. That is ideal.
The women
Um,
do as well.
though they know you're stable. Think about the conglomerates out there. Everyone, I mean, IT is where it's at. So you got Samsung, you got 2 or 3 big campuses out there. So even if you're American, you can work for a Korean company. They respect that grind. That IT stuff, that's what it's all about. I mean, you'll get about I think it's like $80,000. That's like a base pay for most of their people. You work for Samsung, you can have a nice life, man.
There you go, brothers, man. The choice is yours. Join that Patreon Platinum tier. Some brothers have already joined it. I'm having consultations with them already. And before it gets full, before I'd have no time to mentor any more brothers, now's the time to join if you want to change your life, man. Because I'm going hard this year on the channel, on getting your brothers out there and making your lives better for you, brothers, when you go out there and travel. So, next question for you, brother, is in terms of, you know, cold approaching woman in South Korea.
Yeah.
Is that acceptable, or is it more like, okay, a friend knows a friend and it introduces you both of them to each other, or can you actually cold approach a South Korean chick you find attractive? If so, how do you cold approach them? Do we go, hey Charlie, hey Ma, what you working with, Ma?
That's
Like
not
that?
gonna cut it at
Or
all, man. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it at all. I mean, your best bet, honestly, is the way they do it. A friend introduces a friend. Um, in apps, you're looking for trouble. You looking for the wrong girl if you're on the apps, man. Now you should try it for like a week or so, because sometimes you're just going to need a good you're going to need a good tour guide, if you know what I'm saying. But uh, yeah, you you want to try to be social. Now there's people cold approach all the time. Um, that kind of scares Korean women, but because of their intrigue in you. Um, a lot of them are, yeah, I guess will be just a little more understanding. They're willing to listen if they can understand. So yeah, I mean, I myself, I mean, cold approaches are rough, man, in Korea. Cold approaches are rough, but if you get a choosing signal, I mean, it's your world, man. Like, and you get plenty of choosing signals. You get that. I guess it's really not a cold approach; it's a warm approach. So you can just step up. You can either signal over or eventually walk over. She'll put herself in your path if she's interested.
what kind of choosing signals specifically do South Korean women give? When it comes to Japanese women, they kind of like they'll look at you, then look away, or some might even cold approach you, or
Yeah,
you know,
they
is
will
that
approach.
is it similar to that, or how do South Korean women give you choosing signals, brother?
When you're choosing a signal for a South Korean woman, she look at you, but she don't look away.
Oh,
Yeah, she she gonna let you know. Um, yeah, I mean, I still get a lot of those. And it's a little competitive. So I mean, a lot of times they don't even care. If, like, you see my wife right here, man. Like, what's your problem? But they're like, competition's competition. Um, yeah. So you can cold approach that, and but that for the most part, just wait for the choosing signals. Just wait for the choosing signals. You make eye contact because they're going to look at you, that aura. So they're gonna glance over there, and just after that, that's the opening. Go in. Well, you have nothing to lose. There's too many women out there. It's way too many single women with no kids. They don't do the wedlock thing. So yeah.
wow, amazing. Hold on, brother. Shout out to Mr. Johnny Walker for the $30 super chat. Johnny Walker, thank you very much for the support.
That's dope.
Appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you for always supporting Johnny. It means a lot to me, brother. Another great streamer is always IP. Props to the brother for finding a foreign wife that was able to get on his program, treat him like a king, and escape the matrix. Keisha lost another good one. Oh man,
That's dope, man. That's dope. Thank you,
amazing.
man.
That's a great comment there, Johnny. Appreciate
Yeah,
you,
it
bro.
is.
Keisha, you keep losing the best black men, and you keep wondering where is it going wrong. It is over. We're getting our passports, and we're dealing with women that want us for us as nerdy black men. So appreciate you, Johnny. Thank you very much, bro. And brothers, please feel free to hit the Patreon too, and you can see, sorry, the PayPal. Me and Pooh recorded the explicit version of this stream on the Patreon, super explicit. The Korea that no one told you about in the media, how South Korean women get down with black men and brothers in the bedroom, only on the Patreon. Will always be on the Patreon. So if you're interested, go out there and subscribe to the
Check it
Patreon
out. Check
Diamond
it
tier
out.
or Platinum to see that information. Awesome, brother. So let's carry on for 20 more minutes and let's get the phone lines open up to get brothers to ask you a question. So let me ask this, brother, right? Have you been cold approached by South Korean women before? And when they cold approach you, do they speak English to you? And what kind of questions do they ask you? And is it normally a cold approach of romantic interest or just interest as to why a black man's in their country?
Uh, well, they're not going to let you know that they have a romantic interest right off the bat. They're still going to play they're going to play the game a little bit, but yeah, I've been cold approach. Mostly, they'll test their Korean first. They're too scared to speak English, so they're going to say, "Hey, let me gauge if he can speak some Korean." So You know that we usually come with the usually hello, annyeonghaseyo, and bowing's big deal. So being respectful. That's your foot in the door, man. And they're asking you, are you American? Miguk Sara. Miguk is American. Um, and you just try to. Korean women like to laugh, so I go for I go for the humor. I think a brother on here said that before. Asian women, they something about the laughter, but yeah. So they'll I've been cold approached in Korean, in Hangul, and then I've also been cold approached in English. Man, I got cold approached in English in the club, and it was a jumbo sized Korean girl. She didn't have a chance in hell. I didn't want nothing to do with that girl, and you wouldn't believe what she said to me. She waited for my she waited for my wife to go in the bathroom, and she was like, "Hey," and I was like who? I was like, "Who's that?" And then she comes up to me, she grabs me by the shoulder, she's like, "Yeah, my man, he ain't here." I was like, "Yo, what? Do you know what race you are? Like what is that?" She's my man, and she had almost like a country accent, and I was like, "Back up, number one, we can't be in the same weight class, and we can't rumble in the same weight class." In English, mostly that's what you're gonna run into. If she rolls up on you and she's using English, too much English, way too familiar with English, way too familiar with slang. That's a flag. That is a serious flag, man. That means she is used to people that look like you. And most people in Korea that look like you, they got to get their life right, man. They got to get their life right. They're using Korea as a playground, or like I said, they're in the military, so they're wilding out. Yeah, stay away from that kind. But I've been cold approached both languages quite often, almost every time I've gone out. As long as I look friendly, if I have a friendly look on my face, or I look approachable, they're coming. They'll come up to you. They're very
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Mr. I Am Waf for the $2 super chat.
Right.
Best spots to get Korean girls, school, bars, clubs. Break it down for us, please.
Okay, so just from that phrasing of that question, I'm thinking someone's trying to score a touchdown, hit a home run. Okay, so you go to Itaewon. It's a little more international out there. What's dope is you're not just going to see Korean girls out there. You're going to see Brazilian women. You're going to see Romanian, German, Swedish, very friendly, but stay away from Swedish women. Let's see all kinds of women, even Chinese, Japanese. You're running all kinds of women. Itaewon. You really can't miss it. It's by the big tower that large needle they got on the mountain. Itaewon, and then you want to go to Hongdae. Hongdae is like it's almost like a college town, but it's packed with clubs. And they're going to refuse you. If you're a brother, they're going to refuse you in a lot of clubs. But you can catch a Korean girl walking on the street. You don't even have to go in. But it works to our advantage when we go inside the club. So we got some rhythm. Just let our aura show. And just introduce ourselves. You get cold approached in the clubs a lot, bro. A lot of times before you even make it inside, you get cold approached in the line, or you get eyed in the line. So, like I said, there's plenty of information out there. There's plenty of if you check out YouTube. They got live streams on these streets. So if you want to get an idea of like what it's like out there, how Korean women dress and how they carry themselves. It's a good one to go to. Nothing specific, but yeah, it's dope. It's something to see.
Awesome, brother. Thank you very much. Another question for you, brother, is the mind state and the physical appearance of South Korean women, right? In terms of how they dress, do they dress conservative like Japanese women? or is it mini skirts, short skirts showing the skin, which I don't like. I feel like if you're with a man, dress modest. I like modest dressed women, long skirts, well-fitted jeans. Just don't show too much skin. Do South Korean women dress modest and conservative? And also about how they think as well. Are they conservative people or are they liberal in their thinking as well?
They're extremely conservative in how they think. Some of their young women are getting away, and then some of their older women are trying to compete. So that's the big city for you. So yeah, I mean, conservative for the most part, because they don't want to get, shaming is okay in South Korea, and an older woman will check you if you are showing too much skin. For the young girls that don't care, skirts are the thing. Korean women, they got the prettiest legs in the world, man. Pretty toned, muscular legs. So it's kind of the trend to wear a skirt if you got it. And I'm talking older women too. When I say older, I'm talking, she well beyond middle age. But some of the older women got those legs too, man. But I mean, for the most part, like, their way of thinking is conservative. Their idea of everything's conservative. Their ideas of us is conservative. It's the people who are a little more radical on the wild side that end up, dating a brother. You're probably gonna get your hands on the extremely conservative Korean woman who wears the long dresses. Now they're in my neighborhood. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. I'm on the outskirts. Remember that. But in the big city, stay out the clubs then, and then go out in the middle of the day if you want to find some conservatism. So
Awesome,
that'd be my advice to you. If you're in the club, you seeing skin, bro. Seeing beautiful legs.
But outside the clubs, they dress conservatively.
Outside clubs, very conservative. As a matter of fact, they leave their parents' house conservative. They hit the telly with their homegirl. They all get changed there. They don't want dad to see them looking like they do. So when they go back home, they're back in their conservative clothes. So it just,
see.
Yeah, the skirts and everything is more of that's like a facade too. It's almost like it's a bit of a front. They're just showing what they got. They're competing.
Do South Korean women respect men a great deal in South Korea? Because in the West, they don't respect men anymore. But in South Korea, do they respect the man, as, the head honcho, respect men? Is there a huge respect towards men in South Korea in 2023?
Well, I would say, yeah. There's an obvious respect for men in South Korea. South Korea was a third world country in the 60s. So at the end of the Korean War, it was one of the poorest countries in the world. So if you look at South Korea now, it's an insane, cartoonish metropolis. It's like it looks like it's unreal. It looks like you're playing Final Fantasy. It's everything goes up in South Korea, and they know who builds. Men build in South Korea, and they build fast. And as far as infrastructure, men, they understand that these women aren't as misguided, as a Western woman, where they, we don't need men at all. Okay, who's going to build your house? Who's going to put that AC unit in? You got women. What if something breaks in your house? Oh, I'll call a plumber. The plumber's a man. Okay, like use your smarts, lady. What's wrong with you? Yeah, the Korean women understand that. I've never seen disrespect for men, but also Korea, things go a little bit differently. They gotta respect that man.
Fantastic, awesome, brother, awesome. So religion, right? I know it's probably the most Christian country in the whole of East Asia, without a doubt, South Korea. Are the women that we'll meet in 2023 going to be religious young women? Which is, I don't mind at all. I think that's fantastic if she's Christian. And how important does religion tie into their whole society and their culture in 2023?
Um, I think some of them is very important, but Korea is built on Neo-Confucianism, which is it's kind of opposing to Christianity, or I guess maybe any religion, because they had Christianity, they had missionaries back in the day, and then they ran the missionaries and the Buddhists up the mountain because religion was getting involved in politics. What y'all doing in politics? So Korea's about having accountability for your actions. You did it. The devil didn't make you do it. You did it. All right. So where Christianity, religions, is like you get to pass off some accountability to another entity, another maybe it's on a spiritual note. So it's all you. It's on you. It's your fault. You're controlling your actions, and that's how and how you treat people and how you're treated. That's on you. That's your fault. Are you poor? Too bad. That's on you. That's your parents' fault. That's but it has nothing that you can't go around point the finger at anybody else. It's about accountability because they have that. They're not as misguided as we are. And we got all the Christianity, but look at us. I mean, it's like we're tearing each other apart. All our Christianity, so Christian, but we're welcoming to everything, except if you're a black man, not very welcoming.
Mm.
Yeah.
This brother's speaking facts, man. Hey, shout out to Pooh for the great breakdown here. So we got 9 more minutes before I open up the phone lines. So, brother, right? And I want you to be honest with me. Who are the top-notch South Korean women in South Korea, and can black men get them, right? So I'm looking for age 18 to 23, right? I want a high-value
Definitely.
South Korean woman. I want a South Korean woman that South Korean guys want. Because if a South Korean guy doesn't want a South Korean woman that I'm after, I'm doing something wrong. I want literally the top
Cream of the
tier
crop.
South Korean woman. Yeah, cream of the
Yeah,
crop, right? Can
yeah,
black men get that kind of woman? And where do we
that's
find
hard.
them in South Korea? Go on, bro.
That's hard. Where you gonna find them? You got to go in the soul. That's number one. Your top notch girl. You're gonna see her from a mile away. She's not gonna be built like the other Korean girls. She's but it's, because you get a girl like that, she's gonna have first world expectations of you, first world ideas. Now they're out there. In Asian men, they have a more appreciate. This is why they have more of an appreciation of youth. We try to get her while she's young. Well, we're not like that. We like maturity. An Asian man will deal with her immaturity because he's thinking about his bloodline, his legacy. So his chances of getting something more pure, because that's valued over there. She come from a good family, and their structure of how they date, they definitely date up. That's why they're so educated. You meet people that are going somewhere. So I'm putting my daughter in there. I'm gonna put her in this school. She has to be educated. She got to get her grades right so that she can meet this type of guy. So they just want to move up. So you're gonna get this top notch girl. You gotta be on your game. You got to be doing something. Korea is the type of place. If you got it, you better flex. Don't be humble. The rich man is humble in the West. They tell you to be that way. Don't do that. No humble and flex on them. Especially if you're black, you must. It's very critical. You want to put successful people around you. Flex. you want that girl. Yeah, you're gonna have to flex. No matter where these women come from, they want nice stuff too. it's the culture. Like I said, it's the culture that separates them. You want a good girl. Make sure her culture is straight. Make sure her culture is strong. Um, and you don't have anything else to worry about. And how they view marriage, how they view these different things. She could be a hot girl, right? Korean woman will still submit to you. I bet she can still burn in the kitchen, but she gonna figure it out. She gonna get it done. So now I wouldn't call them the best women in the world. There's a couple of countries I still rank ahead of them, but
Oh,
yeah, there's a couple.
can we hear that? Can we hear that, brother?
One you already know.
Yeah.
It's Japan. Japan got a lot of leftover women, though, if you know what I'm saying. Like you heard about the leftover woman in China?
Yes.
They got that in Japan too. They get leftover young. 25, girl, you missed your boat. There and I can tell you this: a lot of Korean women are not Korean women, Korean men always on a hunt for a Vietnamese woman.
Oh,
Always on the hunt for a Vietnamese woman. They're bad. They're bad. They're much smaller, but they're bad. They're not as not strong a personality as a Korean woman. As Korean woman, a lot of times she had to get out and work, and work for hers. Very, very traditional Vietnamese women, and big on pleasing their man. I have not found. I think I have one friend. He married a Vietnamese woman, but he was white. So I don't even ask. I'm like, our experience is gonna be different. So, but I saw how she treated him, and it really stood out to me. I was like, yo, he got it good. He did good. It made me think for a minute. It's like, hey, I did all right, right? I did good, right? Yeah. And it's cheap there. The American dollar going to stretch. We'll find somebody. I'm sure I can dig somebody up for you.
Thank you, bro. Wow. Another question, brother, for you is the Korean men have a bad reputation amongst brothers in terms of brothers keep saying that they go to South Korea, things are going right with a South Korean lady, but get C blocked by a South Korean man. So a lot of South Korean men do a lot of C blocking towards black men. Is that true, bro? And how do they do so?
Yeah, they block. Now, depending on what kind of black man you are, because we have different tiers of us, but they don't do it to me. But I've seen it happen, and I have friends that it's happened to. They're not going to bother with you unless they think they can beat you, unless they're not afraid to get into some type of altercation. But a lot of times, what they're going to do is they're going to shame your woman by giving her dirty looks, even if they have a woman, even if they're married and with a family. They're going to give her looks. They're going to try to, and this is mainly a lot of times it's an older gentleman. Just he tries to give her dirty looks, and older people will do that. Younger people are becoming more open to us. They're weird. They'll call me, "Oh, you're so brave," because they get shamed so hard. No one can really mind their business. But yeah, older people they have too much say so, and they live a very long time. So, so you got people from the Korean War. That man is still alive and well and working and doing everything. So yeah, it's mainly like that older generation giving you a hard time. Younger guys, they'll be jealous, they'll be mad, but there's very little they can do about it. Especially if you have money in your pocket, you belong there more than they do. If you got money.
Interesting. So I'm guessing they'll also will speak bad about you to the South Korean woman you're dating, or they'll speak bad to her friends.
Yeah,
Don't go
they
with
tell
that
stories.
guy back.
They tell boogeyman stories.
Can't believe this.
Yeah,
I cannot believe this.
You're dirty. Then they'll look at a woman and she's over sexualized. When they say dirty, they mean like, ugh, as in, because they look at us as hypersexual. You can put two and two together why they would say that. Like I said, a man is, a man is bigger and stronger than you, and can please your woman better than you can, and you don't want to be like this guy, so you don't want to be like him. Yeah, you do. So it's just a little bit of jealousy and envy. Um, there's too many male clinics in Korea. It's very obvious that's what it is. There's a male clinics with a little mushroom logo on the, just giving you a hint. So yeah, they're all about that. They're extremely worried about us. And that's where all the hatred comes from. We're the target. Black women, they're they'll enjoy their life how pretty much how it is. They got it best out in the Western world. A Western black woman has it best out in the Western world, where we have to figure out where we belong. And then as we travel, that's why the movement's here. Brothers found out, everybody a little bit curious, and all it takes is a little bit of curiosity.
Wow. So 2 more questions for you, brother. I'll open up the phone lines. Surgery in South Korea amongst the women. How high is it? Is it really high at 80%? So you telling me the woman that we could meet on average could have done her nose, her chin, her eyes? What on earth is going on there in South Korea in some of the surgery scene, brother? And how high is it amongst the young women who are doing surgery, brother? And be honest with us, brother, because honesty is the best policy, and I try to be as transparent, with the brothers on this channel.
How fine is she? Because if she's a 10, she has surgery. I guarantee you that. How fine is she? Plastic surgery is a thing. It's almost treated as a rite of passage, and it's between both sexes. Everybody gets their nose filled. You have the nose filler. Koreans don't like their fat little nose on their face, so they want to get more of a European nose. They say more of a white nose. White features are valued over there. Caucasian features are valued. So yeah, it's just a feature that they covet. So yeah, that's what the Korean women are definitely doing that to their face. They're giving themselves more less of a hard Korean look and more of a softer Caucasian look, and they're softer in their eyes. That's how they feel. But this is how it is over there.
Wow. Thank you for the honesty, brother. And so in terms of like the foreign women in South Korea, women who are not South Korean, what's the scene with them? Like, are they checking for brothers? And out of all the foreign women there, who are the most go there? And would you say brothers also have a chance with the foreign women in South Korea, like the, let's say, Japanese woman, hot Dutch woman, Swedish woman, Russian woman, or should we avoid the foreign women there, in your opinion?
Avoid. Avoid them. A lot of them trying to find a Korean man. They want to get them a Korean man. I don't know why. One thing that stood out to me: Western black women, they will ignore you. You just happen to see a black woman, hey, and they're like, nah,
what?
It's not happening.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what that is. Stay away. Because unless there's a lot of modeling agencies in Korea, and so they bring in foreign women. I saw a Kenyan girl that was bad, but those industries, you have to wonder how they got up there. Yeah, you gotta wonder how they got to that level. So there's a little bit of darkness to it too. So I probably yeah. Unless they're a student.
Yeah.
If they're an entertainer, no, man. It's a lot of models.
Only on the Patreon, we discussed on the Patreon, there's a very dark side to South Korea that really shocked me in terms of what really goes down there in the industry, taking the K-pop industry. That's only on the Patreon where we dropped the video this week. South Korea isn't some perfect utopia or paradise. Be very careful, brothers, with the women you deal with over there. They may have been ran through by certain forces, but we're going to keep it PG. You know, be very, very careful. The foreign women, what are they doing there? Who's running through them? Is it certain people? I'm not going to say much. I'm going to be very careful here. Go on the Patreon Diamond tier to check out that video. And if you're on the Platinum tier and you're having one-to-one IT consultations with me, that's also on the Platinum tier too. Shocking. Be very careful, brothers. Mr. Pooh, thank you, brother. Awesome. Appreciate you, bro. So I'm about to open up the phone lines. Brother, you know what to do, brothers. Please call in and ask questions about South Korea and South Korean women. While I do that, I've got a super chat for you, brother. Shout out to Mr. I Am Waf for the $2 super chat. He says, how much do we need to make monthly to live good in South Korea? That's for you, bro.
I'm sorry. I was reading a message that, I got something about some work. How much do you? Oh, Lord. Yikes. Okay, it's going to turn some people off. Let's see, man. I guess it depends on what you want to do. If you want to buy a house, you're going to have a lot of bands, bro. Usually if to put down for a house, you're going to need like 40 to 50 bands, man. You're going to need 40 to 50 G's just to get in. And it just depends on where you live. So where I live, I got it's a $400,000 house. If I go a few miles inside, the closer to Seoul you get, it's like they add on like another $100,000 for every 50 kilometers, man. It's just it just gets crazy. So they have a thing there called Junse. So Junse, and it's a way of renting. So if you're willing to start from the bottom, if you just want to build for a bit, and just look around, I would start like that. I mean, there's rental properties there. You're still going to pay maybe 4 to 5 G's, 4 to 5 G's a month. It's like living in it's like being on the West Coast, man. So the housing market is wild. I mean, people got to get in where they fit in. Most people can't even afford to live there. Definitely Koreans. It is that's why we get made fun of. Like, yo, you want to go to Korea? It costs a lot. You can't afford to go to Korea. Yeah, that's why they say that. You're talking about 4 or 5 G's a month. That's just for rent alone. Food and everything else is decent. Utilities will break you too. Just paid off a $1,000 electric bill. Okay, $1,000 light bill.
What?
Yeah, because of the war and all that stuff. So it affects Korea. So yeah, the changing economy, you're gonna pay top dollar, man. A place like Korea, a place like Tokyo, big mistake. Tokyo may be worse. Tokyo may be
worse in terms of the living costs. Oh wow.
Yeah, man, it'll break you.
So you must be. So let's say, how much should you be earning, right? And brothers, feel free to call in, brothers, if you have any questions, or please PayPal and super chat your question. Let me ask this, brother, right? How much do you need a year to live comfortably in South Korea? Are you saying 80 grand minimum?
Yeah, it's just about 80 grand at a minimum. If you're under that, you're not ready for South Korea yet. Unless if you're willing to have some peace of mind and be on more on the outskirts, maybe more country area, that's fine. But if you really want to get that experience of being in South Korea, you don't want to be in the country, man. You want to be a little bit closer to the city, and it's going to cost you a pretty penny.
Wow.
Just letting you know.
IT, brothers, get into IT if you're serious about, even the brothers selling it. Like, IT is the job scene for passport bros. And if you're not thinking about IT, I don't know how I can help you. because I helped people out last year, a lot of people out last year, helping get their first IT jobs. They're living great lives. They're traveling now. And if you're not serious about, if you're serious about traveling, I think IT is the best occupation for being a passport bro and traveling. Join the Patreon Platinum tier. Let me help you get into IT. Let me mentor you, get you into IT this year, show you the ropes. Because if you want to live a great life within this passport bro movement and travel and meet the woman of your dreams and remote work anywhere around the world, bro, I was speaking to a dude literally earlier today, right? He got a new job, right? And his job is fully remote. They told him you can work anywhere in the world, and he's earning minimum 90 grand a year, plus bonuses and plus stock options. Work anywhere around the world. So 90 grand in Colombia, 90 grand in in someone like the Philippines or even South Korea is very far, and you have access to foreign submissive feminine woman brothers, man. What are you brothers doing, man? I mean, that
Get
is
out of
life.
here.
That is a way forward. Ain't that right, Pooh?
Hey, get out, man. I mean, the world's waiting for you, man. Like, just if you're not about chasing, just like checking out women, at least go, check out other cultures. Take the weight off your back of being in the West. Just try to relax and breathe. Get out.
Facts, bro. Facts. Awesome, man. So, brothers, feel free to call in, man. The brother has time to answer your questions. If you can't call in, you must hit the PayPal. Brothers, please make sure you hit the PayPal as well. Like I said, YouTube takes a 45% cut of every single super chat. The PayPal doesn't. So, if you have a PayPal account, please feel free to send in some donations. If you don't have an account, please make an account on the PayPal and support me, because there's a lot of time goes on this channel, on the Patreon, the recording, what I do, the editing. It's literally tough having a YouTube channel, and maintaining it. So please support. Any donations will be greatly appreciated. So brothers, call in, don't be shy. If you've been to South Korea, if you have questions about South Korea and South Korean women, please call in. The link is pinned on the live stream chat. Call in, don't be shy. This is the best expert in South Korea because he lives there. He's married to a South Korean woman, so you may not get another opportunity to ask the questions you want to ask and get the right, correct answer. Okay, so free in doing so, brothers. Awesome. Whew. Let me ask this, brother. Right? Raising children in South Korea. How's that been like for you, brother? Is it better than raising a child in America?
Yeah, it is. Well, uh, teachers and everyone's just a little bit more loving with your kids. They actually care about your kids and what they're learning. Um, education is a big deal. So, and it's mainly women that teach. So, these people are extremely nurturing with your child. So, I never felt safer. Like it's I love how my kids are treated. I would never leave. I love the environment they're in, and they're also about just exploring also. So and they're cool with me. They know I'm a good father. I'm always there. All the events, I don't miss an opportunity to support my kids in front of everybody. Let everybody know, hey, I'm a supportive dad. Forget all the stuff you heard. I'm here. I'm not running off. So raising kids and just dealing with schools and stuff like that is cool. So
Awesome.
far.
Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Dems Wood for the £1.79 super chat. What's up, Thomas? Good to see you, brother. I need Japanese sisters. Are there Korean sisters? So he basically means, are there Korean black women in terms of
Yeah, man.
black woman born in South Korea and half black, half South Korean woman? And are they checking
Yes.
for brothers? Oh,
Let me tell you. Oh man, like yeah. It's now they go through it though. As far they're a lot of them run off. And they go back to where their dad is from. But yeah, there's quite a bit of that. Um, Probably more now than ever. Where Koreans and Japanese. Well, Japanese they've been cool for a while. Koreans are becoming more accepting. although it's crazy because there's more foreigners in Korea than there is in Japanese in Japan, but Japan seems to be cooler with foreigners. Um, and Korea's catching up. But yeah, you find yourself yeah, she's mixed with Japanese and Korean. Bad man, and Japanese and Brazilian too. I seen that. I had Japanese and Iranian girls too. I seen that too.
In South Korea
Not in South Korea. I seen
or
that
in
in
Japan?
Japan. Yeah, man.
And were they checking for brothers?
Oh yeah. I was checking for them. Yeah.
So in South Korea, brother, right? So the half black, half South Korean mixed chicks, right? Um, do they like black men? Because I heard like in Japan, right, because of how the military black men left early in their lives, they have some sort of stigma against black men. Is that the same in South Korea, or are the women who are mixed race loving black men and want to date black men and marry them?
It's a little rough. I think that more than anything, they want to be accepted by the culture they are born in. Um, uh, a lot of this, a brother got a Japanese woman pregnant, and there's different stories out there. You hear a lot. It don't work out, or he bounced on them. I hear a lot of those stories. Um, and he left her a single mom. So growing up like that, and then that child going through, life not looking like everybody else and trying to figure out themselves, they're gonna have some type of resentment to either side. It just depends on how things went. So I'm guessing a lot of them would rather almost wash out their blackness because it's the only thing they see. Yeah, Korean and Japanese people love being pale, and we are quite the opposite. So that's how it is.
Wow. Thank you for your honesty, brother. Appreciate you on that. All right, brothers. So I've got a couple PayPal donations. Give me a second, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're gonna get, and trolls will be blocked. Trolls will be blocked. Okay, trolls will be blocked. If you want to come up here trolling, I'm gonna get you out of here quicker than I'll get you out of here. Okay, let's see where it's at. So let me log on to my PayPal account real quick, brother.
Go ahead.
And while I do so, bro, you've been speaking for over an hour straight. Do you want to take a minute or two and get some water?
No, I'm good, man. I'm ready for some questions or some someone want to call in. Call in, y'all.
Call in, man. Call in, man. Call in, brothers, man. Don't be shy. We don't bite. We're not vampires. We're not Dracula. So please call in, brothers, man. We ain't gonna strangle you through the computer screen if you ask a dumb question, So feel free and call in, brothers. So let me ask this, brother, right?
Yeah.
Who is the most common mixed group of women in South Korea? Is it half white, half South Korea? And do they date black men, brothers, these mixed race chicks?
No. You're gonna find out it's gonna be half white every time. That's the most common. And Koreans even give them a hard time. It's all about being pure, being now if you're going to be mixed, they rather you be white. But they're looking for a Korean man. I mean, sisters in Korea are looking for a Korean man. They're not looking for us. It's out of the question. This is how it is.
Can I ask this, brother, right? Tell me how black women in South Korea treat you, American black women, Western black women. I'm guessing these chicks are just only there for South Korean dudes and they ignore black men every single time, which is pretty messed up, man. Because even when I travel, I give sisters a few nods. How you doing there? But in South Korea, do they hate black men there? The Western
I don't know
black
if it's hate, but it's just that they're not. I see a black person, I'm happy. I'm like, yo, we here. We off the plantation. We ain't back there no more. But the reactions is not the same from them. It's just they seem a little, maybe just like a little put off. I don't know, maybe because they know I'm with they see I'm with a Korean woman. But I mean I've been by myself, and I was like, yo, why are you so cold? I'm happy you're here. It's just it's just not received the same way.
Yeah, I find like black women who like this K-pop stuff, they're weird, bro. Normally, there's weird black women who are sellouts who want nothing to do with black people. I find that, so I kind of
Yeah,
just, ignore them. They kind
a
of do
lot,
weird.
a lot of black women in they do K-pop boot camps, K-pop camps. They go to Korea. All they're doing is getting walked through by a bunch of Korean men. Honestly,
Jeez, wow.
Just keep it in the band.
Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Lin for the £21.64 PayPal donation. Thank you, Lin, for the PayPal donation. It means a lot to me, bro, when you donate by the PayPal. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to my mod, Mr. John Thomas, for the £2.32 PayPal donation. Thank you, bro. Based on the guest's knowledge, what cities in South Korea have large Christian communities, or is the whole country? So a question to you, brother.
I know mine does. Yangju. Honestly, there are churches everywhere. Anywhere you stand is weird. It's like the church. The cross is in neon lights. There are churches everywhere, and there's mega churches. Yeah, you don't have to worry about finding a Christian community. They kind of spread out all over the place. But yeah, you're gonna find a church because at night, all you gotta do is look around. They got a big giant cross that's lighting up the sky.
Awesome. How do we spell Yanju, brother?
YANGJU.
Thank you very much, brother Yanju. Wonderful. I might have to help that place to meet our Christian, beautiful South Korean chicks. Fantastic. Yeah. This is awesome. All right, so Mr. Tony, can you turn your camera on in the background, please? So I know you're not a troll. Thank you, Tony. You're confirmed. Thank you, bro. Turn your camera off, or you can leave it on. It's up to you, brother. All right, turn it off. Thank you very much, bro. Let me bring in Tony. Hey, Tony, how you doing, bro? Tony. Hey, Tony. Tony Soprano.
You're on mute.
Nah, bro, can you hear me? Tony, I don't think you can hear us, bro. All right, let's wait till Tony fixes up his audio. Tony, call back in a couple seconds. Please fix your audio, okay? And we'll get you on the panel. Theo says Korea is the most Christian country in the world. Are you sure, Theo? I don't think it is, bro. I think Russia is. Russia's quite Christian, more than South Korea. There's some African countries that are more Christian than.
I don't think more than South. Korea has a lot of missionaries too. They do missionary work. That's usually how they get to the States. They network through their church. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, a lot of Presbyterian. Korea is very Christian, but Christianity. I guess I get a different perspective of it. It's very in Korea, very, very Caucasian loving. It's like they see the cross, they're like, okay, I'm welcome.
Yeah, I know the white worship there must be a lot in South Korea, but I'll keep it real about
it. Yeah, it's a bit of white. That's how I look at it. Their Christianity it reminds me of white worship, almost like that's what like Church of Latter-day Saints reminds me of that too. I get those vibes. I do.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm sure there's many African countries more Christian than South Korea. Theo, even Russia may be corrupt. Russia may be into vodka and blondes. I'm sure it's more Christian than South Korea. Hey,
there's a preacher in South Korea. He's Nigerian. He speaks all Korean.
Is he getting chicks as well?
Nah, he's got a Korean wife and kids.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna search him up to see what he does there. Thank you, bro.
So you'll bump into a few of those. Like through Christianity, you can it gives you access to different things. It kind of puts the it's helpful, but some of them still think the same way, just like Christians do. Christianity is Christianity.
Awesome, bro. Let me bring in Mr. Tony. He's back now.
Okay.
Hey, Tony, how's your audio now? Tony, can't hear you, bro. I don't know what's happening there, but hopefully you fix it. Shout out to Mr. Peter Law, LDT.
Am I here? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Hello?
Yes, I can. Yes, bro, I can hear you now.
All right, so yeah, I'm a little late to the chat. I'm a little late. So I want to ask the host, the guy that you're hosting with. By the way, I'm a subscriber to your Patreon. We spoke like a week and a half ago about getting into IT. I want to ask, I'm probably late hearing this, but are Korean women really receptive to black dudes?
I wouldn't say all, but this a
I
lot.
say are, not all.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, are there? Is there a significant amount that are receptive to black dudes? Because I was in the Navy, and we went like Pohang, and it's kind of like a hick town, so I got like a different experience. But I mean, I'd like to know, like in the larger areas, is it a little bit different?
Yeah, I think just the more they learn about us, the better. Man, I still say that they're still scared, man. They're still scared to go there just because the way they get shamed. But it's a lot more receptive than what you used to hear about. You used to hear like they're like, nah, not at all. I'm not sure. The country sometimes they act a little scared, man. But closer to soul, they know about us. They know our music. They know your sports and stuff like that. Double-edged sword. So they're receptive to us, but are they still down to will they go for it? It's still up in the air. Yeah, it's a little bit doper in Japan. Japan's a little bit cooler.
Yeah, that's like because Japan's on my list, and I was thinking, wow, Korean women checking for brothers too. This at least what I'm hearing, but I guess like you said,
keep Japan on that list. Keep Japan on that list. That's the experience, bro.
Okay. Well, thanks again. Thanks for answering my question, man. I'm just like trying to like get a list of where I'm gonna travel to. I'm waiting my passport right now.
That's what's up. Yeah. Vietnam, Japan, Singapore. Singapore's expensive, extremely expensive.
Right.
Don't forget Thailand.
Thailand. Yeah.
Quick question for you.
Thanks again, man. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you, Tony. Thank you, brother. So Singapore, they're checking for brothers out there in Singapore.
Like I said, they're checking for brothers everywhere. Singapore, that's another place. It may be even more expensive than Korea. You think Singapore is it's like China. It's like Chinese and Malay and almost British too, all at the same time.
Oh, but the women there have love for black men.
Yeah, they love us everywhere. You love you always gonna get it. You always gonna get it.
This is amazing. Singapore, Chinese, Singapore, Malaysian, Indian, Singapore, checking for brothers. I gotta get out of here, bro. I gotta get out of this country permanently.
Yeah,
this is too much, man.
Now, man, get out of here.
we need to speak one-on-one about Singapore, bro. Later on. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Peter LDT. I'll say for the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. What's the best way to get over there for young guys? I'm 25 and have my bachelor's in graphic design. Also, which is best for us? CN, Japan, or Korea? I don't know what CN is. It must be China. Break it down for us, brother.
It's probably gonna be honestly teaching English for a little while. They got a lot of recruiting agencies. They pay for your housing, and they also pay you I think like $3,000 or so a month. So that they take care of all your housing, and then as far as leftover money, you're good. Once you pay for your housing, you're straight. But if you go through a lot of recruiting agencies for English teachers, for a young guy, that's how I would get over there. And that's just a way in. And mainly you're just having fun, you're kicking it with your friends and just learning about the culture. So I would try to be an English teacher. English teaching is of course easy, very easy. They don't have really high expectations. far as
Awesome.
English.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you there, Pooh. Mr. Johnny, you're confirmed in the background. Thank you, brother. Let me bring in Mr. Johnny Walker. Fantastic. How you doing, Johnny? How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. How are you, IP?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. Classic stream so far, brother. Great to hear from you, Johnny.
Yeah, no, man. I had to call in because the brother was I don't know, I could identify to some degree with his story because he was talking about, just how he grew up and all of what trauma his mother shared with him. Because my mom did the same thing with me, man. Just like all the trauma that she went through as a child, and obviously, I felt bad and everything, but I couldn't totally take all that pain away. But then like all of the negative attitudes towards Black men, like I could never get away from it until I left the house.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't want to focus too much on the negative, right? Because there's light at the end of the tunnel. I wanted to, and it was whatever you feel comfortable answering. One, do you speak English or Korean in your household with your wife, or like does she like, I guess what I'm really asking is how much English does she know, and if she does know a lot of English, are you ever like concerned that she might pick up bad ideas or bad concepts from the West? I mean, it sounds like she's still very much plugged into her culture because her family is like close by. So it sounds like there's no way she could be like contaminated or anything like that.
No, we speak too much English in the house. Between me and her is all English. She speaks Korean to the kids. And of course, Korean to her parents, but and everybody else. So, and as far as like, things, I guess, seeping into her system, she takes in all Korean content. So there's no, with the exception of like, like a TikTok she might like. Other than that, Korea is so oversaturated with Korean content that she's good in that area. An American woman, she's sucked up into Western content.
Yep, the Matrix, the whole programming over here.
Yeah, it's just a programming.
And I guess the only other question I had was like how, because I guess I probably have like a misconception about Asian folks in general, but like to me they don't seem quite as affectionate as like say maybe Latinas, for example. So I'm wondering, like, is she like super affectionate, or is she I don't know, more affectionate than like the average Korean chick? And what should I expect, like if I were to go over there and try and find a wife in Korea, South Korea? Are they generally affectionate or not really?
My wife, she's affectionate, but she's like when we're out in public, she's like, yo, chill. Yeah.
No PDAs, okay. No PDAs.
We get made fun of while we're walking down the street, while we're holding hands, like people that know us, like, it's so in love. Look at you. You're holding hands. Because they don't do that over there. There's no
okay.
Yeah. You could pleasantly surprise a Korean woman by just holding her hand. They seem to like that. They seem to wish their husband did that, their boyfriend did that, but they don't. So
okay, fair enough. Those are all the questions I had. IP.
That's what's up, though, man. Yeah. Get over there, man. Just experience it. It's cool. Like I said, I told people, I was being very honest. Me myself, personally, if I was talking to my son, like, or a homeboy that that was cool with, I say, man, go to Japan. That's a crazy experience as far as dating. It's different. It's just different. You're definitely going to have more fun in Japan. It's a lot more lighthearted.
That's still be the number one country. Everybody keeps saying that. Like that's the feedback that I consistently get, not just on IP's channel, but just across multiple channels. Other guys that I run into, it's just that just appears to be the consensus.
Mm-hmm.
I think Japan is probably confirmed to be the black man's second home. And of course, I'm gonna hopefully experience it myself in the
Something's
future.
up, man. Something's up. Because I
Yeah.
mean, they got like a hip hop subculture. You know, every Japanese rapper think he's in the Wu-Tang Clan. He thinks he's Method Man. So, yeah. So I mean, they seem to be more receptive to what we got.
Yeah, I feel like I've always said this, man. I feel like maybe black men and Japanese women are meant to be together. Maybe it's how God wants it to be, but we need to.
It's an interesting match. It's an interesting match. Definitely. I mean, man, Japan. I mean, just the dating scene. I was like, oh, this is crazy. And you don't need an app, man. I mean, if you have an app, you're more dangerous. But you can go out. They will follow you around stores.
Follow you around?
Yeah, I got followed around. Like young girls giggling. I'm like, what's going on? Like, come talk, man. Like, yeah. And it's just cool, man. You call a chick up and she said she's gonna be in there in 30 minutes, and like 20 minutes later, you hear a sport bike that's tearing the road up. It was her. I was like, yo, that's you on a sport bike? Yeah. Killing on a sport bike. They're different, man. Yeah.
Different stream, because I want to save the goods for a different stream. But you're right, man. I remember Theo was saying like he was in Japan one day, right?
Yeah.
Coming from work. Theo, if you're still in the building, let me know. Coming from work, a group of Japanese girls walked up to him, bro, and said to him, "We all like you, Theo. Pick one of us to be your girlfriend." I was like, "Are you kidding me? That could never happen to me in England." A group of girls coming up to me and telling me, "Hey, IP, we all like you. Pick one of us to be your girlfriend."
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
That's some anime-ish right there. That's some anime movie right there, bro. That's amazing.
That's a fantasy. That's in America or UK. Like
that's what Japan felt like. Yeah, that's what Japan felt like. It was like, yo, this is not real. This is not real. It's just fun all the time. Something to do, man. And then like they're always down. They're gonna make time. They're coming over. I'm coming over. I'll be over there in 15 minutes.
No, before I go into another caller, it just shocks me it just shows you as to why you got to travel, brothers. Because like I told you, been in the West my whole life, I've never thought like East Asian girls from Korea, Japan liked black men. I thought they hated black men because I never saw them with black men or dating black men. It was always with white men. They don't even like Asian men in the UK and America. I hardly see it, but I see them with white men a lot. So I'm thinking, cool. So my options are mostly black women and white women. But when you get your passport and you're in Japan and you see how much options you have with the women there, it just shows you that get out of the West and travel, because the world is a lot more bigger than what you see around you. It's amazing, man. So thank you for that, bro. So the Contrarian, can you turn your camera on in the background, please? So I know you know it's bro.
The Contrarian,
Oh, okay. I think he's from South Korea. We got South Korea.
Okay, what's up?
Oh, but I don't want to risk it, man.
It's up to you. Can you speak English?
I don't want to risk it, bro. Nah. I can't bring him in. Sorry, bro. I don't want to risk it. Because if it's some troll, I don't want to risk it.
What was his name?
The Contrarian.
Man, he was ready for some trouble. The Contrarian.
Yeah.
You seem like he was ready to probably argue or something, maybe.
Yeah, I might have to miss that, man. Sorry, brothers. All right, so Corn and Brothers. This is a classic, man. This is a classic. Big classic.
Sorry if I missed it, because I came in about 30-40 minutes late. How long have you been over there?
Almost 4 years. About 4 years. So 3.5 years in Okinawa, and then about 3 years and about 8 months in Korea, Yeongju.
Okay. So you were stationed over there, and then after spending some time over there, it was a wrap for you in your mind. You were like, "Yeah, I'm done." Never.
I visited Korea, and I was like, "Yo, this is the dopest place I ever been to." So, but of course, I was already married, so I wasn't. I was digging the scene, and I had been there before, but Okinawa, that was more of a. That's where I met her. That's more of my stomping ground. I got to engage a little bit in South Korea before, and then of course, my dad put me down. He let me know what was up, but and Air Force guys, we talk, man. Military guys, we chop it up. We let each other know where to go, what's good. So yeah. So
Shout out to your dad then, because I mean he gave you the game, as you said.
Yeah.
He gave you the knowledge.
He sacrificed himself for me, man. He dealing with a difficult woman, man.
Whew.
I've got a question for you, Pooh. So, what's the experience for Black Englishmen in South Korea when it comes to South Korean women? Do they know that we exist? Because I find like when I travel and I tell women I'm from the UK, now they got Black men out there in the UK. They know about Black American men a lot, but not Black British men.
Yeah.
How are we received by South Korean women in South Korea? Do they know we exist, and do we get play from them?
I'll tell you, more than likely they don't know you exist, man. I mean, I already told you about the woman that was like, "How do Black people get to America?" I was like,
What
are you talking about? We got there the same day white people did. But yeah, they're not dumb. They're very intelligent. It's just they don't care about anything outside of their own sphere. It's like
they're not exposed. They're just not exposed.
They're not exposed, man. Only they see Black men through about this much, and that's what the white media, whatever they allow. We do something bad, they're going to see it though. We do something good, probably not going to see it. This is how it is.
Interesting. So would you say there's a bit of negative programming?
Just yeah.
Okay, I see.
That's the word on us everywhere. Like it's not until they see us, the idea of us scares them. When they see us, they're like, I gotta talk to him, or I'm scared to talk to him, but I would like to. You see it in their face, but the idea of us is terrifying because they only know us through like a small window of information. Usually we're dunking on somebody and knocking somebody out.
Yeah, we either in sports, right, and they see that, right, or it's through the entertainment industry. We're rapping, wearing gold chains.
Yeah, it's just I call it mythology. It's not, man. We got to do a better job of controlling our image and thinking about how everybody sees us instead of just like the people in front of us, because it may not affect that person that's rich, that's wilding out on camera, to get looks. But for me, I got to go out in the real world and deal with the consequences of what you did.
Yes.
So,
yeah, you're speaking facts there, brother. I've always said that we as a whole need to control our image properly and start showing the world that white collar Black men and blue collar Black men exist. We're not all a bunch of rappers. I was speaking to a Black man a year ago, right? And he was saying that he was on the apps, right? And he matched with an Asian girl in South Korea, coincidentally. And she was saying, "Oh, I thought all Black people are rich because I see you in the music videos with gold chains and diamond teeth. So do Black men have a lot of money?" Is that the same sentiment they have in South Korea? Like we have a lot of money, we're rich because of the media, because of the gold chains, the big cars, and the rap music videos. Do they feel like we're all rich Americans and Westerners?
Yeah, a Westerner, yeah. But if you are from Africa, they thinking poor. They thinking poor, like bone in your nose, poor, like that type, like the image of an African we do not like. That one. The worst image. Fly swimming on your eyeball, African.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man, the worst one. Our lowest condition.
So I guess if you're from like Ghana or something, you're not gonna get any play out there.
Well, surprise. African brothers still laying on them side. I'm like, yo, what's up? What you telling? African man, he's a lot more aggressive than an American man. He's African dude, like, come here. Hey. They grabbing Korean girls like it ain't even funny, but I guess some are with it. Some women just want something different.
Okay, so let me ask this, brother, right? So when I was in Germany many years ago, I noticed that I was getting, and brothers, feel free to call in, man. It's open discussion. Don't be shy. Let's get new callers in. It was I noticed something, brother. Woman kept staring at me when I was on the train, when I was on the bus, when I was walking, and it was a stare of confusion. So over time, right, I met a Black American brother. I shout out to my Black American brothers worldwide. They give the best intel on foreign countries. They're like, "Hey, IP." I was like, "How you doing, bro?" I was like, "Bro, woman keeps staring at me. I don't get it. Is there something on my face? Am I uglier than Shrek or something like that?" And he told me, "Bro, they're looking at you to see whether you're African or you're a Western black man." So, oh, I see. Is that the same case in South Korea? Do women look at you for a long time, trying to decide, is this black man from America or is he from Africa? Or did they feel like all black men are from Africa in South Korea?
No, they do try to distinguish, but I mean, my wife, she gave me a little bit of guidance on that. I mean, it was kind of messed up, but you know, because African man, he'll put on an American flag real quick to get some play out there. But yeah, I guess they look at what you're wearing, how you carry yourself. You know, because a lot of the Africans, they work in the factories out there. And it's almost like it's kind of segregated, and it's a real poor area where they live. But I might have, if to distinguish us, I'll have Jordans on, but he'll have Jordans on. That's according to my wife. That's what my wife said.
Jordan?
It's messed up, man.
What's Jordans, bro?
Fake Jordans. You know, Korea, they counterfeit a lot of products. I thought that was messed up, man. I was like, yo, that's funny, but we talking about my people like that, but
that's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Going to my next question, brother. How should black men dress out there in South Korea to get attention from South Korean women? Do we walk through wearing gold teeth, gold chain, FUBU jeans, snapback, 80s throwback, 4XL white tees, Sean John jeans, Echo coats?
Pants sagging. Don't forget pants sagging and a weave cap, man. Do-rag.
That works in Japan. But
are you serious? Oh my god.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had to switch it up a couple of nights, man. I was like, man, I got to put on the hoodie. Forget the polo. Yeah, man. They want that
stereotype.
They want a stereotype. They want the full black experience, man. In Korea, you got to be fly, man, because everybody's trying to look fly. When I say fly, I'm talking about like they like clean cut. You know, they're really big into brands. So they want to see you look really nice. There's a lot of people that looks like they're ready to go hit up a 5-star restaurant, right down in town. I don't go to Gangnam without looking as dope as possible. You got to look good, man, because everybody looks good down there.
Brother, I ain't spending $1,000 on some shoes or jeans, bro. I don't think so to get a chick.
You ain't getting any play,
brother, I'm spending $20 on jeans, bro. If she can't accept me for who I am, I'm gonna cut her off, bro. You telling me that when I go in South Korea, I gotta be spending money to get the best clothes, the designer clothes. I don't wear designer, bro. I'll tell you that.
You can ball on a budget too. They got, like I said, Korea is a counterfeit place. So a lot of them, that ain't real Gucci, bro.
They wear Jordans out there. They wear Jordans out there.
Because that's where they put it together. So they got all the different parts. So they can make it whatever you want it to be. I ain't paying that much either, bro. But I got a few counterfeit here and there to make myself look dope.
Bro, so I have to wear fake designer just to get a woman to look at me in South Korea?
Not at all. Just be clean. Just look sharp. You know how black men do. How we carry ourselves separately from everybody else, despite what's going on around us. Just walk in your own aura. You know what I'm saying? Chest out, shoulders back. That's how I get a lot of attention. You get men to, some men will hate you, some men will follow you. It's almost like the gamecock, the big rooster in the yard, man. I feel like that's all of us. That's what we are. We just have that aura. So, and it catches attention. I don't have a lot of brands. I'm just not in. I'm not as material as a lot of people, but a lot of Korean people are. That's why I said stay out of Seoul, because if you're in Seoul, I mean, it's like Coach. It's like women got Prada, everything. Everybody look crazy. Even the men have this little weird man purses. It'd be like Gucci. I'm like, yo, it's 2 G's for your man purse, bro. That's how it is.
Where am I gonna get my lineup done though? There's no there are barbers out there.
Easy. You go to the African dudes, man. You go to the Africans.
They can set me up. All right.
Yeah, just ask Korean, like, hey, Africa, and they're like, oh, what up? Of course I know. Right next to the chicken place. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. You got any more question, Johnny? I want to bring in a new caller.
No, I'm good, man.
All right, awesome.
It was nice talking to you, bro.
Second. Hold on, brother.
That's a Korean dude coming back in.
1 second, bro.
Yeah. Nah, that Korean dude, he was probably going to start trouble, man. You talking about Korea? They're the first ones to get mad, man.
All right, we're back. All right. So what was that you said, bro? I missed that.
Oh, I was talking about contrarian. That name lets you know everything. That Korean dude, he's gonna start some trouble. I'm up for the smoke. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always up for the smoke. But yeah, he Korean dudes that they're gonna get mad over anything. You got a bunch of black dudes talking about Korean women. He ain't having it. He ain't having it. You're taking his options away. Thing
is right.
He will die.
Thing is right. K-pop, saved Korean men, because a lot of women that are good looking in the UK, they go for Asian dudes now because of K-pop. I've seen it in the clubs. I've seen it when I go out. K-pop really saved the Asian man image, even though it's very feminine. It gets some girls. So I don't know what they're worried about. It's weird.
It's weird, because they're not really into K-pop like that as far as the music. It's more of the look, the culture of K-pop. But yeah, man, I know in the 80s, a lot of men wore makeup and stuff and eyeliner. But yeah, young guys in their 20s, they still do that stuff. And I mean, I seen K-pop artists out in the streets, and the second they get recognized, I'm talking about a mob of like 50 girls walking them down. Running people over. It definitely brought them back. It definitely brought them, like it brought them. I ain't gonna say brought them back. They're always there because I mean they know Korean women best. They know the expectation. So everyone else is kind of playing catch up. Kind of playing from behind. But yeah, it definitely. I think it put them back on the forefront. Definitely.
Let me ask this, brother. Are Korean women as polite and passive as Japanese women? Are they polite Korean women, or are they more feisty and more loud and more out there than Japanese women when it comes to being polite? When the Japanese, when they bow, when they say "gomenasai," sorry, blah blah blah. Do we get that sort of respect from Korean women? Or are they more like rude because of feminism?
No, man. Respect is A1 in Korea. How do you think they can respect? It holds the family together. It keeps the elders in charge. It's respect for your husband. It's immediately if I meet a new Korean person, they're trying to figure out my age because they want to know how to address me properly. So if I'm like a year older than them, it's it's different. Yeah, I'm either like an older brother or it just depends on what sex. But yeah, I have to do the same. I have to address a certain way. It also goes down to classification. Respect is everything. That's why the country's so dope. Respect is everything over there. So it's just something that it's you're bowing, you're saying excuse me, you're being polite. From starts from the beginning all the way up, to honorary. There's just different levels to being polite, but that's the beginning. It's Confucianism. It's treating do unto others, the golden rule.
Okay.
You see that right there, IP?
Where?
In the private chat?
Yeah, there's
Hold on.
someone trying to get in, I think.
Yes. Oh, sorry. One more question for you, bro, before I bring in Huey and Chavel. Please give me one more question. Hold on, brothers. So let me ask this, brother. You mentioned that if you see a popular K-pop person, they'll push out everyone out the way to go and see that person. So can they be physical? South Korean people, can they get physical when needed? Like punch someone, push someone out the way to get to their place?
They kind of like that. I see a lot of pushing and shoving. I just don't see a lot of fighting. No one's really. Everyone goes home. It'll be a dispute between two men, sometimes two women. There'll be a dispute. I probably see that, especially out in the country. Someone's always drunk, so there'll be a dispute, and they'll be shoving each other, and they'll do it for like 20 minutes. The cops won't even show up. Because no one's going to get really jacked up. They're not really trying to do that. And they also know they have to work. You need your face. You got to work, and you're going to end up having to pay for it. That's just how it is. So they don't go there. They're not as emotional, and they don't put their livelihood at risk. They're smarter people.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. So, Mr. Chaval of Beleno, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll, please? Mr. Huey Freeman, can you turn your camera on in the background so I can see your face and you're not a troll? So, Chaval, you're confirmed you are a brother. Huey, I can't see you in the background. I got to see your face, bro, to see that you are a brother. Okay? So, if you can please move your camera to your face. So, let me bring in Mr. Chaval. Chaval, can you turn the camera off, please? Huey, you're confirmed. Thank you very much. How are you doing, Chaval?
Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
All good, bro.
Good. Good. I got a question on. I know there's like foreign celebrities over there. Like, have you met any of them in person before?
As far as shaking hands, no. I bumped into him. Ma Dong-seok, no. He's known as Don Lee from The Eternals. He's Korean.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, like when I saw The Eternals, that was the first time I heard him speak English. I was like, this dude speak perfect English.
You met him in South Korea, in Seoul.
Yeah, the dude that plays Storm Shadow in G.I. Joe's, that movie, he's Korean, man. He's a Korean dude. He's perfect English. Big star too, one of the biggest.
No, we don't got nothing.
All right, Chaval. I'm guessing you're out. So do you mind going to a place where it's quiet? Because I'm hearing background noise. Okay, so fix that, please. Let me bring in Mr. Huey Freeman. How you doing, Huey? Huey Freeman from the Boondocks. How you doing, bro?
Koreans drew that,
Huey.
by the way.
Yeah.
Korean illustration.
Hey, the Boondocks, man, that was hilarious back in adults.
I knew they weren't gonna let that last long.
Yeah.
I knew they weren't gonna let that last.
They tried bringing it back last year, but they cancelled that because we're in a woke culture, so which is ridiculous, man. But I missed that show big time.
I did too. I'm still watching. Where you at?
So Huey, come on, Huey. Huey, can you unmute yourself? Huey, we can't hear you, bro. All right, Huey, call back in, drop off and call back in. It might be a connection issue. I want to go on for half an hour more. Is that okay with you, Pooh?
It's fine.
Then we'll wrap it up. All right. Shival, you good now? You in a quiet place?
Yeah, I'm in the quiet place. I was dealing with a customer, kind of at work right now. But yeah, but so like for those who like want to learn Korean before going overseas, what would you recommend?
Duolingo. I'm on Duolingo right now. It's interactive. It makes it more fun. There's some competition on there, and it breaks it down to basic stuff too. And you're learning Korean characters at the same time as you're learning Korean words and Korean sentence construction. So yeah, I would suggest Duolingo. That's the way. That's the way to go. It definitely helped me. You got to speak to people though. You can't be like me, man, Mr. Antisocial. I'm not into talking to anybody. I'm a quiet guy usually. So probably can't tell now, but yeah, I usually don't speak to anybody. But yeah, you gotta have someone to practice with. Definitely.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Shival. Okay.
Thank you guys. Thanks for the advice.
Much appreciation. Let me bring in Mr. Huey Freeman now. So let's bring you in, Huey.
Yes.
What's going on, Huey?
Hello, guys. Can you hear me? Sorry
Loud and
about
clear,
that.
brother.
All right.
You say you're Korean, bro?
No. I'm in Korea.
Oh, you're in Korea. Oh, that's what's up, man.
Expat. Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah. I was listening to the conversation I just heard a little earlier, and I had to say a lot of the things you were saying were on point. Some things they're still different for some people because I think a lot of people have an idea of what they think South Korea is, and it's completely not that. So I just wanted to give like a 2 cents on some of the things that I think maybe some people would have probably appreciate that are listening.
Please do. Brother.
Yeah. So as far as like the night scene, I know a lot of people want the party scene.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was lagging. Okay, sorry. I thought I heard feedback.
Bro.
Why am I hearing myself? That is so weird. I'm hearing like a delay of myself.
You probably you need to turn off the you got another window or tab open. You need to
okay, let me okay, that's what it is. Let me turn off the
cut the sound off on
that. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, so like the night scene. So basically, yeah, so when I first came to Korea, it was like in Daegu. I started in Daegu. And that's the party scene. And even in Seoul, like that's like Itaewon is the party scene too. But like I started in Daegu. And I just was like immersed in the nightlife, and it's fun, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's a great place to come and experience if you just want to have fun. But as far as something serious like getting married to a Korean woman, or for women getting married to a Korean man, you have to be very, I guess, open-minded in the sense that you realize that it's a business. It's not like you're marrying this person or you're being with this person and they really love you. And it may be for some, but the culture itself is not a love culture. It's very like a beneficial, like what you can do for me or what I can do for you kind of culture. And they don't have any kind of like, they don't teach the kids love at a very early age. They're very forced into Confucianistic style of life. Like they have to school, education, learn, be the best.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of that, they don't know what love is. They just know how to use people so that they can be the best, right? So that's one of the primary things a lot of people don't know about. I won't say all Asian cultures, but as far as the Korean culture that I've experienced, they want to be the top. So they're going to use any method to get there.
They're quick to say I love you, but they usually mean something else.
Wow.
Right. And what's another thing? Oh, and yeah, they're like the older women too. Like they're big on using you. They're big on, like, if you're a young guy, they're gonna use you for fun, and they're gonna let you know the time they want to use you. And when you have to do something, they control the schedules. Like you would think you a man in Korea. I'm sorry. Most Korean men, they don't have that freedom that you think that they do. They're controlled, but not as far as Japanese, where they take your money and all that stuff. Or like the women, they were. Nah, it's not like that. But they definitely control a schedule around what they want to do because they're so busy with so many other things. So I found that when I first got here and I saw that, I just laughed so hard because I couldn't believe that this was something that was real. You know, I'm from New York City. I'm from Harlem, right? So we have the way we do things is different. Like, you're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to respect the rules. But when I got here, it was just kind of just observing. It's like, whoa, like these people, this is a totally different world. So as far as passport bros coming out here and having a great time, listen, my best bet is tell you this. Come here to enjoy the culture, learn about their history, learn about the hills, the mountains, go traveling, explore and enjoy. But if you come in here for the women, I promise you, that is not the best thing you want to do. It's not going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form. And if you bring any of those women back home to the US, be very careful, because a lot of military men suffer this. A lot of people who marry them women, they think that when they bring them back, or that if they stay with those women there, that things are going to be peachy. Listen, the society does not cultivate love. It does not cultivate freedom of expression. It cultivates law and order. You do this way, anytime that way, and it has to be this way. And if they change on you, that's your fault. You got caught up in thinking that they loved you, because they can pretend. Listen, they're great pretenders of love. They're great pretenders of making you feel good. Like, they can do this cute thing, like, oh my God. They get like really cute, and it's not even real. Trust me, it's so facade. And so what I want to say is that for the listeners, listen, Korea is not the spot. Listen to your man right here. The guest star. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name originally. I came in a little late. Yeah, Pooh. So Pooh, listen to Pooh. Listen, go to Japan or go to some other Southeast Asian countries. Do not settle in South Korea. And that's just what I wanted to put my piece on. If you have any questions, please let me know.
This is definitely more fast speed dating, hook up, have fun, learn the culture. Finding a wife would be hard, man. Now, I only found a wife because my wife could speak English, and she spent a lot of time in Australia.
Oh, so she already had like culture, like a different sense of culture. That's another thing. They don't have sense of culture. They don't know. They don't even know their own culture. Most of them.
My wife don't know anything.
Yeah, just to be like a lot of like the Chinese in a sense, like they say everyone steals from them, right? They'll be like, oh, China stole this and Japanese stole this and they treat us like this. But then when you come here, you see they steal from Black Americans. You'll get hip hop. The whole hip hop culture is stolen. Listen, they took it and made it K-pop. They just took it and then put Korean faces on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like you look at that and I'm like, listen, this is hip hop. You even type in on Google. You type in K-pop or hip hop, and it'll show you K-pop in their service, like in their internet service.
Their service,
and they'll show you that it's a derivative of hip hop, and they let you know that this is originally from America. But the people don't take the time out to care about it. They just see a Korean face and they say it's Korean. All right, they see and it's not right. They will still literally take something and then act like it's theirs. And then no one knows the difference because Korea is not exposed to other parts of the world like they should, like other people. You know, it's crazy, man. It's
a lot of copyright issues that should be going down because of Korea. Korea copyright, they take everything.
And you thought China was bad. Listen, I thought China was bootlegging and everything back in the day. You know, you get the bootleg DVDs and stuff. Listen, man, Korea is another whole level, and they're built on those enterprises. I also want to add on to what you said about the churches. Like, it's so true what he says about the neon lights at night, these red lights. It can even be blue lights, but letting you know about the crosses. They're very heavy in Christianity or brainwashing and culture or cults per se, and cults per se, and their Jesus is even Korean. Like, if you've seen a statue, I don't know if you've seen this. See some of their statues. It's hilarious because even their statues, it'll be a Korean Jesus. And I remember the first time I saw this, I was I think the far east area of Daegu, and I was going to this new position job because they asked me to come help out. So I went to the spot and I just saw this statue right outside. And it was a picture of Jesus and he was Korean. And I said, wow, they have a Korean Jesus. And it's just at least they know to make it look like them, you know. At least in one way, they know how to. Yeah, black people be having all. Listen, I don't want to get into religion. I ain't gonna get that deep. I'm gonna keep the show friendly and fun. But it's just hilarious when you see it for the first time. As far as meeting up with other bros, like I don't know if you're military, Pooh. Are you military?
Yeah, I'm former military. I'm just an expat now.
Okay, cool. So like a lot of the military guys, they know like you're gonna have fun with the women when you first get here, because the women will throw themselves at you the moment they know you military. It's not even like you have to like be like, here's my military badge. Just be like, yo, wow, hi, how are you? And you be like, yeah, I'm military, US. They be like, oh, really? Oh, then they just jump on you because immediately they have plans in their mind. You just don't even have no idea what they're thinking. And they will get ran through until they find that right military guy that's going to wipe them up and remove them. Yeah, that's going to wipe them up and remove them from the streets, prison, or whatever that it is that they feel they're in.
All those women near the base, reality. Stay away from the Korean women near the base, man.
Yep.
Ain't no good, awesome. Man.
Thank you, Huey. Huey, reach out to me on IG. Let's see if we can speak more about Korea, and because you're currently living there and get more.
Sure, appreciate it. Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Man, nice meeting you.
That was thank you, bro. Great breakdown there, Huey. Wow, you know, and I know a couple brothers who, you know, they are I love South Korea. It's one for me, but I'm hearing, don't go there, go there.
It's gonna be a mixed message. Depends on where you live. It depends on where you live. If he's near the base, you don't want to touch them girls near the base. You're gonna get burned.
Okay.
You want to get burned. Get away from the base.
I'm just not sold yet on South Korea. Something about South Korea that's not really selling it to me like Japan. I don't know what it is. Like
Japan,
bro. Even he said it's like what is number one, followed by Vietnam, followed by South Korea. That sounds like that's his ranking.
Yeah, definitely my ranking. Yeah, I mean, I like how South Korean girls. I like their build over Japanese girls. I like how they're built.
Yeah, South Korea girls. I feel like the bottom half of them is like, you know what I mean?
It's a little more filled out.
Yeah, exactly. I like the way you worded that.
Yeah, it's a little more filled out. Japan, like, yo, you need.
They don't got anything. They don't got anything to me. Like,
but culturally, you fit in. You can fit in better with them.
Okay.
But as far as like body wise, you're like, dang, you lacking a lot, girl. Right? And they can't walk in heels either.
Oh no, I can't.
Yo, they're falling everywhere.
Japanese women can't walk in heels?
Nah, bro. You want to see some girls falling everywhere, trying to catch each other. Ain't nothing worse than watching a Japanese girl that's a little tipsy, and she bow-legged walking in some heels that like a size or two too big for her. Ain't nothing worse, man. Ain't nothing worse.
But I've got to help South Korea in the future, just to get my personal experience myself. And you know, I hear good things, bad things, but
you're gonna need a guide, man.
Myself. Gonna need a guide. Okay.
So just so you don't waste your time, because you will waste your time if you you know, Japan you won't, but South Korea you have a lot of women, they'll waste your time if you don't know what to look for. You could be dating her and come find out you dating 4 other people. She ain't taking none of y'all serious. She just needs like lunch paid for.
Oh man, they running game out there.
Yeah, they're really good at it. Just because their options are open, they're getting chased down everywhere. I mean, it's just they're getting chased down, and then that Western culture is coming in fast with the younger generation. So it's coming. They're invading.
See, that's the scary part. That makes me think like it might be good for our generation, but then like if we have kids there, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
they might be.
You don't want what we have in the West over there.
No, bro, it's no good for them. It don't even benefit them. Yeah. Only benefits them if you look like that. You got to look like that, but it does nothing for us. It does nothing for us. Just another out of control woman that wants to be dealt with. Nah. Just go down to Japan. You know, I just keep leaving until you find what you want. But you gotta explore. You gotta get out.
Let me ask this, brother. I've got 2 more questions here from my end. Who pays for dates in South Korea? Is it the man that pays for everything for the man and the woman, or do they go 50-50? And are they also okay with coffee dates? I'm a coffee guy. I think if you're not my girl, we're not going to dinner. It's coffee dates and walking in the park and maybe ice cream. And who pays for it? The man or 50-50?
In South Korea, I paid for everything. In Japan, nothing. I was invited, nothing. It's a complete opposite.
Whoa.
Hey, you want to go? I was even going for my wallet. Like, yo, no. Oh, all right. It's cool. Yeah. Nothing. It just tells you how Western society moves. I mean, that's just how it is, man. They expect the man to have a lot of his life together. That's why they get married late. Because the man's like, yo, if I'm in the middle of my career, how can I afford this stuff? I can't have no house. The house too expensive. I can't have this type of car. I got to climb the ladder. So as far as marriage, you gonna have to wait. Sorry. And that's how Korean women get left behind. And older men got access to all the women. The guys at the top got all the access to the women. They wait. Wow. They're not stupid enough to let some woman trap them either. It ain't happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So let me ask this, brother, right?
Yeah.
Have you and your wife considered moving to Japan?
We talked about it a lot of times. She likes it because she likes the thought of us, because before it's like we're all, everybody's a foreigner. Not everybody's a foreigner. So we're all, we band together. Japan, they're a culture that minds their business. Sometimes to a fault, but they're not so in your face. They're more in your face in Korea, asking you invasive questions. Japan, they're not like that. They mind the business. Everyone does their thing. So yeah, she's brought it up to me. I applied for a couple of jobs. I got some jobs pending out there. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, she's definitely ran it by me. But man, you guys, I just have to try not to get myself in any trouble. They got soap land and everything out there in Japan, bro.
Wow. Let me ask this, brother. Brothers, we've got 15 more minutes left, brothers. So call in, brothers. We've got 15 more minutes left. So let me ask this, brother, right? Man, I've got so much questions in my head. I forgot. What was it?
Go for it, man. Shoot.
So how did you, unless I missed it out, right? How did you meet your wife? Was it because she grew up, she did her high school years in Australia, like you mentioned. Did you meet her on your travels in Australia, or did you meet her through a friend in Korea?
I had just got to Okinawa. I said, and I had a few friends that were like, hey, check out this app. So I thought it was entertaining, but I was bumping into the goofiest Japanese girls you could ever find. I think where I nearly gave up when there was a Japanese woman. She invited me to hang out somewhere, and she was actually like 20 years older than she looked on her picture, probably 30. She was old.
Sounds like a catfish.
Yeah, I got catfish. I was upset too. She had a long claw fingernail. She looked crazy, bro. But I was about to give up. So but I came across my wife's picture. I thought it was a fake. I was like, it was almost like the girls that you got up on the pictures right here. So I was like, no way. And then I was like, I just liked the picture. And then she kind of like winked back, and so I sent a message like, yo, what's up? But I didn't bother because I was like, yo, it's an app, so I didn't take it serious at all. But then we just exchanged information. We talked like that. We talked for a while, and then she was like, yo, I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna get a ticket, and I'm gonna come see you. And I was like, yeah, let's see. And she arrived, bro. So she just looked better than every Japanese girl I've seen. So I was like, she was just. I knew the difference then between Korean women and Japanese women just from looking at her. My wife, she's about 5'8", almost 5'9". So she's tall, and she just looked like, to me, she looked like someone from a magazine. So I was like, yo, I'm all in on this. And we hit it off, man. We hit it off real good. So
wow. So you swiped on her. So was the app called Bumble? I'm guessing. Was it Bumble or was
no,
it
man?
English?
It was something goofy that they were using out there. Like I never used it till I got there, and I don't even think it's Japanese. It was like Badu or something like that.
Okay, Badu. And
Badu,
did she put her location in Japan, or did you put your location in South Korea?
No, I don't know. I think I was in Japan. I think we crossed each other by chance. Because
was she in Japan at that time? I'm guessing.
No.
Okay.
She was in Korea. Wow. As a matter of fact, she was about to go do some more traveling. She wanted to go to her cousin to visit the States. Instead, she put that off, and we saw each other, and it was like, because you're always scared of the catfish. You hear, I got catfish enough in Japan. I was nervous, bro. I mean, there's some Japanese girls out. The teeth just ain't, I mean, it is. They need some braces out there, bro. But not Bushido braces. But yeah. So when I met her, I was like, oh man, like she just looked good. I was like, yo, I wasn't attracted to Asian girls. Sometimes you see like Cambodian girls, like, dang, she built like that. You see that in the States every once in a while, but usually because we go so long without really socializing with Asian people, they keep to themselves in their own Asian bubble, and we mingle, but they keep to themselves. They're almost invisible. So I was like, I didn't know what to think when I got orders in Japan. I was like, the last thing I'm going to do is, marry an Asian girl. Maybe I'll make a few visits to Soapland, get a massage. But that's about it. But nah, bro. I didn't like the Japanese girls too much as far as like all the physical attributes. They just weren't there for me. When I met my wife, I was like, yo, I'm in. I was in on her. So, and she was down with the program. So I always appreciate that. But awesome. Japanese women, they get with the program until you get they get you on paper. When that marriage is official, they change.
I heard, bro, and that's my fear about Japanese women. Yeah. I think probably should also be aware.
I heard
everyone
that.
is
women are women, man, everywhere.
Oh my god.
I think we touched upon it in the
because Tony mentioned that, and he's married to a Japanese woman. It took him, I think, 3 marriages to get it right. But like,
oh man, really? I gave up.
Right, IP. I'm like, I'm too scared.
Yeah. We touched upon it on the Patreon video as to how deep the marriage to a Japanese woman is.
Like you gotta vet.
Yeah, and make sure you set your priorities before marrying her. Okay, I know you do this way, but I do it this way, and you got to take it as it is, or we got our separate ways. So I got 2 more questions for you, bro. And brothers, if you want to ask any questions, call in or hit the PayPal or super chats. You said that Korean men don't get trapped, and I know what you mean by that. So I've heard, right, they don't use protection much in South Korea. I may be wrong there. So if they don't use protection there, which to me disgusting because things get passed around, how are they not getting trapped? Do they tell the girl get the thing deleted? I want to keep it PG. Or okay, I see.
They don't have to tell the girl that. She gonna do it. She gonna handle it herself. A South Korean woman is not having a child out of wedlock. She's not having a child without getting married. It's just not happening. Those that do will be shunned and ostracized from society, and that's as a Korean person, that's almost like it's like the execution. You don't want that. So
that's good. There's
no trapping.
We need that over here in America because there's no shame in America.
They eliminated shaming just a few years ago. They eliminated. You can call a man fat, but a woman is a BBW. How is she beautiful? how is she beautiful? But I get, if I'm fat, I get to be fat. I get to be fat. I get to be broke. I get to be lazy. All this stuff. And women don't get that. But in Korea, it's accountability. Hey, girl, if you have a baby and that relationship don't work out, you're gonna be a single mother. Korean men, they don't do the stepdaddy thing.
Respect.
If you want to get married, get rid of the kid. Matter of fact, if something that large has passed through your body, Korean men ain't going behind that.
I respect
something that large. It's not happening. I don't blame them, and I'm glad that's taught. At least somebody getting it right. So that's why the population's kind of sinking a bit, because I guess in ways they can't get on the same page, but they are on the same page. I'm not getting married to you because your expectations are too high. You want all this expensive stuff, and I just got into my career. I haven't climbed that ladder yet. And if you bring a child that I didn't father to the table, extra weight, and all this other crap, there's no way. I ain't even going to date you. It's not even going to be a random hookup. I'm not touching you.
Wow.
They got standards, man. They got standards.
I respect that. I respect the hell out of that. And how do they view women who have high body counts, in South Korea, bro? Women who have been around
the way you do. They look at them how you do, bro. It's like,
keep away from me.
Yeah, I mean, they won't even entertain. Where we take a shot, we take a chance, because society's like, don't shame her, accept this this mess that we created. You pick up the pieces, you clean it up, but that's not happening in South Korea. Number one, their parents are heavily involved in their choices for a spouse. So their mom got radar. She know when she got her one. When she know when she need to run somebody off. Their parents got a lot of say so and acceptance, and that's one of our hurdles.
That's the way it should be, though.
Yeah,
family should be protecting her body and her virginity and all that, keeping that body count low.
Absolutely, bro. Definitely, Johnny. So they don't use protection there much, which is a big concern for me, bro. I don't know what they're thinking there. What's going on?
It's the Westerners that spread things, man. No one knew about a disease until a Westerner went and was like, hey, there's something going on over here. Like, I wonder how that happened. Any disease you name it, a Westerner had no business being over there. So now there's a disease. No one else died from it until Westerners discovered that stuff. So, because they don't spread themselves around, and they really wait for a committed relationship. When they deal with each other, I guess it's fine, whatever works for them. The second they start getting involved with too many of us, you'll know, because when it's the track record, it will show. And they're not. They're not big in protection. A Korean woman, she's not going to pressure a guy into using anything. She leaves it up to him. And it's yours, so you should guard it. And of course, Americans they deal with the U.S. girls on the military base. Then they deal with the foreign girls that came in to service American men, and then they go deal with the Korean girl, all without taking care of themselves. So that's how that happens.
Yeah, thank you, brother. One last question for me, and before I say so, brothers, the way I do things, ask for tests from the woman you're going to deal with. That's the only way to be certain. We live in a time where things are spreading. Women are doing crazy things. She may lie to you and tell you she's a virgin or has a low body count, but she's burning. So before you smash, ask her, hey, let's go for testing for both of us. If she hesitates, if she says no, cut her off. You got to be ruthless out there with these women. They don't care about you. Therefore, we don't care about them. she should respect your opinion. Go and get tested. Any woman with a right state of mind would agree to your proposal that get tested, and then we can do it together. If she says no or hesitates, get rid of her. So let me answer this, brother, right? And John, you can also have a question or two when I end my question. So, brother, Koreans and Black people don't have a good relationship in the USA, particularly throughout the 90s and what happened in California, the Rodney King riots and the aftermath of that, and what's happening in California. Is your wife aware of that? And has that affected your relationship between her family or your family? And how does she feel about what's going on in America between Black people and Koreans?
Koreans are very aware because Koreans let them know, they reach back. So and they anything involving Koreans in the U.S., even although they're Korean American, South Koreans know. My wife, she asked about it, but I quickly just explained how things went down as far as like it was all about location, and what separated us from the whites when we had all those riots that we were trying to get to was Koreatown. And so the police, they came and they put their foot on the line where the whites were and let Blacks and Koreans just fight it out. Blacks was already mad, and Koreans, they don't live in those neighborhoods. They got business in those neighborhoods. Blacks mad at that too. So it is, they were kind of just used as a buffer between, okay, let's save these white people and let the Black people just tear up whatever is in front of us, but don't let them walk past this point. So even today, Asians don't even realize it, but they're being used. Used to I guess to make us look a certain way. The model. I taught my wife about the model minority. Like, why would you think they would say that? And she thought is because we're good. We do what we're supposed to do. Like, no, they want you to think that. They say model minority is because they're trying to throw a jab at Black people. It's like throwing it in our face. Like, yeah, they listen. See, when we treat their women like this, we do this. They don't fight back. They don't say anything. They don't march. They don't do anything. It's why they got their rights so quick. When it's Asian hate. Now it's in the laws. We still fighting.
Yeah.
So they use them. So she understands that now. But yeah, they're very aware. Anytime Japanese, anytime Chinese, anytime there's some killings going on, something happened, their country is aware and usually calls America to the carpet too.
Like, wow. Yo, that's power. Oh man, I wish we had that power, man. I wish we had that power in the Black community, man. A worldwide community where we help each other out. If a Black American man is shot in the streets, what's Africa doing about that? And that's a problem, man, with what's happening with our community, man. We're too dysfunctional and we have no leverage. Like the George Floyd riots, right? When he got unjustly killed, sickening murder. What did Africa do about that? They should have, sanctioned America. Say, no oil. Because you killed a fellow Black American brother, we will now not send you any oil. We should start doing things like that, man. But for some reason, we allow each other to be killed by other people. We go on, man. I'm sick of it, man.
It's normal.
Asians don't do that. It's crazy.
No way.
They're still leveraging both their political and their economic weight, and because they're kind of united here at least in America. Like, I mean, obviously there are separate, Korean communities in America, Japanese, Chinese, all that. But like Pooh was saying, like if Asians are coming up against like hate or hate crimes and whatnot, like they've got enough political and economic weight with their community to where they can get something done to get some sort of protection, and like they can fight back. They've got both those things in order to be able to protect themselves.
We only have one way, and that's going to take a lot of blood spill, and I don't think it would work.
Yeah,
I just think we just lose good strong men.
basically, and we don't have a lot of good, strong men.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's sad, man, and that's why I'm saying this whole passport movement is like a new community for us, where it's actually black men helping each other out, telling the truth. Hey, get into IT. Hey, go to this country. You can live a great life there. And I think we can change that community, that sense of community we're actually missing in the community, where we look out for each other. Hey, don't go there. It ain't good for black men. The women there are awful. It's too expensive there. And it starts from there. Then we can start thinking about economic power. That's why I want to push IT out to brothers, because IT is the future. People are going to get rich off IT. In the next 10, 15 years, 20 years, it's going to be a great money maker for black men. And I want to flood black men into IT to make sure that we stand a good chance of earning great money, living great lives, remote traveling. It comes from something like this, man. There's a method to my madness, brothers. I want to make sure that you have a great life, because as black men, we deserve it, man. We've been through a lot. You just heard the brother say his own mother tried to get his own future wife against him. It's crazy, wild. Man. That's wild.
Yeah, man. It burns to this day, man. Hurts bad to come to that realization. So, yeah, it's something I'm still trying to get over.
Another thing, they view us like if let's say your father wasn't in the picture, or maybe he tried to be in the picture, but she tried, she ran him away and whatnot. They view you as like a son husband, right? So you're responsible for them until they die. You know what I'm saying? You, in every way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? Like they want to use you as an emotional confidant. They want you to help them financially. And I'm like, what about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about my life? You know what I mean? What about my opportunity at happiness? I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be born. You know what I'm saying? But now that I am here, I mean, I just want to lead a good life, and I want a family of my own, be able to take care of a family of my own. If I got to reach back to the previous generation to rescue you from the bad mistakes that you made, what about me? And then what about my children? You see that? Like, man, I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
No, I can tell you this.
Come on, bro.
We are treated in our community, we are treated almost like the same type of livestock, like the slavery. What can you do?
Yeah.
How strong are you? Like give me. It's almost like going back to slavery. It's like they've been taught to treat us like this. Work them into the ground. Give them nothing. Everything. He has to earn a meal from you. He has to earn your respect. He has to earn your, use of being submissive. And then anytime he tries to fight for his right, his God-given right, or actually just earning it as a man, you should just jump all over him for it. They're piling on us right now. Piling on us. If you say passport out in public, it's a thing. It's very serious. And no one cared when white guys did it. But if their livestock gets away, if their big bulls get away, they're going to have a problem. White women too. They don't like that either. They got to have something on the side.
So, right.
They don't want us getting away.
He's telling the truth, because white men and Asian men, they've been doing this thing for decades.
Yeah.
Decades. Like the East Asians, they've been going. Yeah, the East Asians, they were, their own, passport bros when anytime they go down to Southeast Asia, right? Like the Koreans,
Koreans go to Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand.
Yep, Philippines and Thailand. Like, and I heard, I'm hearing about a lot of Chinese men going to Africa. I hear about a lot of white men from the UK and from Western Europe going to Africa. You know what I'm saying? So, and then obviously there's a lot of white men in both America and Western Europe going to Asia in general.
Mm-hmm.
In general, they've been doing that for decades. No shaming when they do it. But when we do it, when we exercise some kind of agency, right, and want better for ourselves, oh no, you don't. The audacity of you, the nerve of you,
any autonomous happiness that we show, they got a problem.
Yeah. Oh my! That's how I know the world is twisted.
Yeah, they love us, but they hate us, man.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with black men in the West, man. And Johnny, you were speaking facts as to how black men are expected to hold down the family.
Everything.
But what about our lives, man? And you know, I've also spoke to brothers in the UK about the same issue, like IP, man. My parents want me to do this, do that, but I love my parents, but IP, I got no money for myself. How am I going to build wealth? IP, what do I do? IP, what do I do? I'm stressed out, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, it shouldn't be your fault to, help out your parents. We love our parents, but what about the lives of the children you brought into this world, man? How do they build their own lives, build wealth, get a girlfriend, have children? It's crazy, man. There's too much pressure on black men in the West, man. It's too much. It's too much. And that's why black men are checking out, man. They go to crime. They just don't want to do nothing anymore. It's too much pressure, man. It's like no one cares about us, man. No one cares about black men in the West. And it's sickening.
It's really a challenge, like on your entire mind state in general, right? Because our women aren't even really our women. They are pro themselves, and you're only viewed as a utility, right? Or tool, right? You combine that with all of the negative imagery, all of the stereotyping, all of the negative narratives that exist throughout the West, right, towards the black male. Plus just the racism, and it's a recipe for disaster. The only solution is to use the blue book and get the hell out.
Yeah, they don't care about the T'Challa. They don't care about you.
No,
they got him up out of there.
They did.
And, you know, black heroes, black imagery, him being a hero, that's important to black boys. That's important to any black man. It's just about serving people and helping people. They got him out of there. We can't cast no more, but they recast everybody else.
I'm like,
it's a trip, man.
It really is. It is planned. It is coordinated. Like this stuff doesn't happen by chance.
No way.
It doesn't.
No way.
Facts, man. Wow, amazing stream. Pooh, I don't want to take your time off any longer. I know you're a busy man, and we also have another stream tomorrow. So, Mr. Pooh, thank you very much, bro, for your time. Me and Johnny, I'm probably going to stay on for a bit longer, brother, but feel free to leave anytime you want to or stay. It's up to you, brother. But I want to say a huge thank you, brother, for the time you've given in dropping intel on South Korean women. It's definitely been much appreciated, bro. Thank you.
No problem, man. Anytime. You know that.
Thank you very much, brother. So, brother, I'm going to carry on streaming, but you can feel free to stay or to leave. But it's up to you, brother.
All right, bro. Hey, talk to you tomorrow.
Take it easy, brother. Take it easy, brother. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Man, an amazing stream by our brother Pooh. Man, this was amazing, man. Like, shout out to Mr. Look at this love, man. Look at this, man. Shout out to Mr. Tyrone McLeod for the $100 super chat. Look at that, bro. Tyrone, you've made my day, bro. You've made my day. It took me a long time to get the stream shot set up with Mr. Pooh. You know, thank you, bro, for the support. Look at that. That's love right there. That's what a true support is, man. Mr. Tyrone McLeod, thank you so much for the $100 super chat. Thank you, bro. It means a lot to me. Thank you, man. Much appreciation to you, Tyrone, for the support. Awesome. Man, an amazing stream. Amazing. Keep your head up, brothers. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Look at this, man. All the love right back at you. Appreciate you, IP. Appreciate you too, Tyrone. Thank you, bro, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Man. Amazing. Appreciate you, bro. All right, brothers. Amazing stream. And that discussion about what we as black men go through in the West, you know, how can you believe that his own mom tried to sabotage his relationship with his foreign South Korean girlfriend? Brothers, we're dealing with so many forces, man. Too many forces, too much. Too many forces. Way too many forces, bro. Like, it's but I want to say, brothers, keep your head up. Keep your head up. It's gonna be all right. You know, this channel is setting you up for success. It really is. You have the free information on the channel about over 50 countries we've touched upon if you want to find a wife. You got the Patreon diamond tier for explicit information. And if you want to hear the explicit version of this stream, go onto the Patreon diamond tier or the platinum tier. If you're part of the platinum tier, you also have access to the explicit intel and everything else. You got the IT consultations, you got Theo, you got high value men like Johnny, Thomas, Tyrone, Derek, Sean, you know, J Bones. You've got these kind of brothers that want to help you live great lives. So if you're serious, if this message touched upon your heart, right, and you want to save yourself, you want to travel, you want to keep away from Keisha, Shakisha, Shaniqua, Bonquisha, join that Patreon Platinum tier. Let me help you get into IT. Okay? Let me help you get into IT. Let me mentor you. Let me consult with you. Man, I was just, literally today, right, I was creating a remote job list. I've got so many companies I'm going to share with the brothers on the Platinum tier. Hey, brother, this company has offices in Japan, in South Korea, in Canada, all around the world. Try applying for here when you're done with your IT studying. I'm doing that for you brothers, man. And that took me 3 weeks to do that research. That took me 3 weeks, hours to get that information for you. I'm really out here putting so much time for the well-being and the physical and mental state of Black men. So make use of it, brothers, because there'll be a time where I'll probably be too busy for the channel. I'll be too busy to do streams every weekend. So why not have some free time? Make use of it, man. Be a part of the international passport ecosystem. Follow me and keep up to date with me on Instagram, Twitter, the Facebook group, the Discord server. Cop the merch. Join the Patreon, man. The information on the Patreon is there for you for life. And it's super cheap and affordable. It's there for you for life. Information about IT, building wealth for a woman that you won't get anywhere else, man. 2023 has to be the best years of your lives so far. Okay? So as I wrap up in the next few minutes, please get the likes up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And when you do subscribe, press the notification bell to always, so you never miss a live stream, post, or upload from me. If you're currently subscribed, make sure you are pressing the notification bell to always as well, to get every time I go live and upload a video and make a post, okay? Do that, brothers. Do that. Wow. Amazing stream. So, brothers, man, please feel free to hit the super chats. There's still some time before I end the stream. I'm going to end it in 5 minutes. And also, please make sure you support me on the PayPal. The PayPal is there at Interpassport. If you have a PayPal account, please feel free to send in a few donations, man. YouTube takes a 45% cut of every single super chat. Okay, so please make sure to send in some donations. That'd be greatly appreciated. So where are you all calling in from? What country are you listening from? I want to see how international this movement is. Are you in America, Canada, Africa, Caribbean? Where are you listening in from? Okay, let me know. What countries? What country and cities? Fuck's sake. What was that? Sorry for my language. All right. Where are you brothers calling in from? Where are you listening in from? What cities and countries are you listening in from right now, brothers? We got the Caribbean. Oh, We got Faris, you're in the Caribbean, bro. Where in the Caribbean are you in? Are you in Jamaica? Shout out to Jamaican brothers. We got Mr. Johnny from Portland, Oregon, USA. Shout out to Johnny. Shout out to Dems Wood out there in London, UK. I see you, Thomas. I see you, bro. Shout out to Tyrone McLeod, who's down in Trenton, USA. Appreciate you, bro. Water, Tuscan, Arizona. McFly, Dallas, Texas. Wonderful. LP, Los Angeles, California. Michael, Dallas, Texas. We got 2 people in Dallas, Texas. That's wonderful, man. You know, there's actually people, right, that live in the same street as another brother, right? And they watch my channel. Can you believe how small the world is? Literally the same street, and they both happen to watch my channel. It's crazy, man. There's even been situations where a brother's traveled abroad and he's met another brother that watches my channel too. This is amazing, man. Kevin, the cool guy in Destin, Florida. Awesome. Faris is in St. Thomas near Puerto Rico. I typically in Arkansas for university. Awesome. Random Inc. in Houston, Texas. Shout out to Houston, Texas. I know that place very well. All right, awesome, man. Awesome. Who else is in the building? So I got a very special stream happening tomorrow, you know, so make sure you join me for that. What's his brother? Just IP. Yeah. You see, brothers for like, you know, let me put him on blast, right? Some guy, he said here, just chatting, beep, IP, you nerd. I'm happy being a nerd, bro. I'm happy that I'm a nerd. I'd rather be a nerd than, you know, a gangbanger rapper that raps about killing his own people, you know, that is dysfunctional, has no ambition. I'd rather be a nerd, bro. I'd rather be a nerd, you know. So I'm happy that, you know, I'm not a thug or a gangster. I'm happy being a nerd. And a lot of you dudes feel like calling someone a nerd is some sort of insult. Call me a nerd all you want. I'm happy being a nerd, bro. Shout out to Traveler in San Diego, California. Yakuza series in Chattanooga, Canada. I'm not mistaken. All right, brothers. 3 more minutes before I end the stream, so please feel free to hit the donations. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. And did you brothers enjoy the stream? You know, press A1 in the chat. And who's gonna wife up who's gonna wife up a South Korean chick? I don't think they're that bad. I think if you find the right person, right? They're South Korean. I think they can be great girlfriends. I've met some in the UK. They are beautiful. Some probably had surgery, but they were pleasant, you know. So that's an option right there. Yes, indeed, they are clowns. Dems would definitely agree with you on that. There, awesome. So let me just link all my socials. I'm going to end the stream, okay? That's facts, Johnny. That's absolute facts, man. Absolute facts. And normally when you meet these wifeable chicks, right, it's all being at the at the right place at the right time. A lot of it's luck, you know. A lot of it's luck. A lot of it's luck, man, because damn, because we live in a crazy world nowadays. Okay, so let me post this here. I've got a busy Saturday coming ahead. Need to get things prepared for this weekend. I hope that luck is on our side when we find our future wives and girlfriends. All right, brothers, make sure, you know, you hit me on the PayPal after the stream. The PayPal is open 24/7. That'd be greatly appreciated. You can cop the merch too as well. show support. And make sure you subscribe to my new channel, International Passport Clips. Okay, good to hear you, Thomas, revising. That's great, bro. I'll also be studying as well this weekend. The grind don't stop. The grind don't stop. It's winter time, so I'm spending my winter studying hard every day. All right, brothers, have a great weekend ahead, and I'll see you, brothers, on the next live stream. Okay, next video as well. Peace out, brothers.